Inc. Welcome to the conversation. Okay, they're doing well because they're having a wonderful day on this 5th April 2025. They're gonna busy day, so I gotta start right away. I got 2 things to do. Then I'm gonna call my father because he received a package. Dominic C. Blank, welcome to the Computer Show. They're doing well because they're having a wonderful day. Welcome to the very first micro of the day of BTS of the 5th. We have a busy day. So we have to start. We have a lot to do. Let's start. Let's get ready. Let's get this started. I'm excited. So without further ado, let's get this started. Holy shit, I'm tired. Dominic C. Blank, welcome to the Computer Show. Because you say, well, okay, doing well because they're having a wonderful day on this 5th May 2025. Gonna be busy day today, so let's start it. In the next one. You're like a pimple fucking valley over here. Ugh. It's nice up there. Oui, excusez-moi ça. Il dit, oui. Oui. Ouais, ouais, il me dit, oh, mais au moins tu réponds aujourd'hui. Alors, comme ça, il me dit, il est juste venu pour me dire qu'il est pas aimé quand j'ai parlé hier. Ouais. Puis, je sais, hey, juste là, le nombre de fois, là, papa, je vais pas me plaindre, là, mais il y a des affaires que je dis pas, là. Comme tu sais, j'ai l'habitude d'avoir des méga gros sacs d'étoiles. Parce que,
Ça dérange personne.
ouais, mais ça, je pense pas que c'est pas ça que je fais. Là, je m'en vais en bas, il y a 2, pas 1, mais 2 poussettes. Dans la semaine, j'ai déjà raconté ça. J'ai l'impression, tu vois, bon. Chaque fois, il n'y a pas une fois que je parle qui est correct. Fait que regarde. Puis après, il a appris que je me suis plaint au propriétaire, c'est le problème. Tu me le dis. Mais j'ai dit justement, il a dit, c'est le problème, tu me le dis à moi. Mais j'ai dit justement, je l'ai dit que t'avais fait. Fait qu'il dit, il a dit, t'as pas besoin de mêler à nos problèmes.
Oui, oui.
Moi, j'ai.
Si ça ne part pas bien, s'il ne veut rien entendre, le propriétaire est là, surtout que le propriétaire, il est dans mon fils.
Oui.
Moi, la première chose que j'aurais fait, c'est ça.
Mais, fait que là, j'ai capoté, j'ai dit, qu'est-ce que j'ai à me reprocher de ce que j'ai fait hier? Il m'a dit, mais j'ai gagné pendant moins qu'un heure, ça m'a répondu. Et j'ai dit, d'habitude, c'est que c'est la prise de la porte. C'est la prise de la porte. Je l'ai dit aujourd'hui, j'ai dit, maintenant, j'ai 30 jours pour le signer, parce que j'ai checké cette dernière.
Oui.
C'est pas vrai, j'ai pas checké, tu me l'as dit, là.
C'est ça qui est là.
Moi, j'ai pas dit que tu me l'as dit. J'ai dit, j'ai checké cette adresse. Et comme ça, il n'y a pas besoin de savoir que je t'ai appelé. Puis là, j'ai dit ça. Là, j'ai dit, j'ai 30 jours, vas-tu me cliquer sur la porte? Et ça, là, il est parti, puis j'ai entendu, je la rase du sacré, là. Je m'en fous un peu. Oui. En tout cas. Mais je sais. Fait que là, pour en venir au déclareur.
Oui. Parce que dans le sac que j'ai vu, c'est quoi?
Ok, il y a pas vraiment. C'est des déclareurs puis un écrit pour le téléphone.
Mais t'as pas deux boîtes, t'as deux
Moi, je suis en même temps.
Oh oui, puis t'as deux. Quelle boîte mince?
Ok. La boîte mince, c'est le. Ok, bizarre. On verra demain, là. Là, je m'en dis là. Ok, les trucs étaient 20$ sont chez eux. Puis là, qu'est-ce que tu fais? T'as pas une livraison gratuite?
T'as pas quoi?
Une livraison gratuite?
Ah, c'est bon.
Non, mais j'allais payer ta pièce en livraison, j'ai oublié ça. Et là, pour revenir de cœur, c'est toi qui m'as fait penser à ça. Tu parlais de la batterie qui était pas bonne, là.
Oui.
Mais regarde, je me suis rendu compte que dans la gang, là, il y en a 2 qui marchent. Le reste sont toutes des charges, ça charge pas. Parce que c'est des écrans que j'ai achetés chez PCT, ça. Ça fait un méchant bout. Là, ça fait que je venais de. Oui, je.
Fait que là, tu vas les chercher dans le domaine, mais moi, je vais te donner qu'est-ce que j'ai reçu.
Regarde,
Je peux pas te donner qu'est-ce que j'ai reçu.
mais justement, là, chez moi, je fais ça. Aussi, demain, là, je vais demander un service, là. Il faudrait qu'on essaie de me popper un bout dans le dos, là, parce que quand genre, ça me dérange. Tu vois? C'est que je pensais demain à 9h, puis aujourd'hui, regarde, aujourd'hui, je sais que c'est rien contre toi, je sais que si je vais le voir, je vais être agréable.
Non, regarde.
Fait que c'est bon, ça?
Oui, ça va passer.
Ok. Fait que je viens demain te voir à 9h, puis je vais t'apporter du fromage, mais je te dis, fromage, là, c'est.
Je ne sais pas, je n'ai pas compris.
Mais je prends une chance, là. Parce que moi, je te dis, j'allais manger un petit peu, j'ai vu donner une chance. La mangue est bonne, le fromage est bon, mais le gingembre, c'est de lâcher. Oh, je te jure, je fais des grimaces.
Pourquoi tu t'achètes des choses que c'est pas ça, c'est pas?
Mais c'est ça la vie, faut que t'as fait pour pouvoir faire un ou pas.
Ah, c'est ça.
C'est sûr. Fait que là, regarde, fait que j'aurais fait voir demain pour les étapes, là. On attend de voir un petit peu, ça va bien. C'est bon?
Oui.
Bon, c'est bien, pas qu'est-ce que tu vas faire aujourd'hui?
Ben là, j'ai enlevé tout le petit carton que j'avais mis par terre. Je devais sortir avant midi parce que j'ai été pour prendre ce rendez-vous à l'imagerie.
Ok, good.
Parce que la cas, ça avait la belle passe à la deuxième pièce après 6 mois.
Ok.
Fait que puis on avait plus de lait parce que quand j'ai dit qu'on allait faire des fêtes, j'ai pas pensé que ça prenait beaucoup de lait.
Mais quand même, ouais.
Oui, c'est 2 lancées de lait.
Ça prend tout, ça. Mais regarde, depuis que je suis à la maison, là, vous êtes moins habitué d'avoir du lait.
Ouais.
J'en fais beaucoup.
Fait que je devais à lâcher du lait.
Yeah.
En même temps, j'ai passé faire le système au rendez-vous.
OK.
Comme ça, j'ai enlevé toutes les cartons par terre, pour le plancher tantôt.
OK.
Et là, ça me fait ça avec ta maison.
Ouais, c'est pas si pire que ça. Mais là, il n'y a aucun regret pour hier, c'est d'ici les crêpes, là.
C'est ça?
J'ai aucun regret pour hier, c'est d'ici les crêpes.
Oui, oui, oui. C'est la première fois qu'Anna a fait ça. Des pommes,
Bon, vite.
pommes, fromage.
Mais pomme, fromage, là. Pomme, fromage, en fait, pomme, fromage, puis noix, là. C'est pas nouveau, ça fait toujours été bon, là.
Ça a toujours été
Pas mal. Fait que c'est bon. Regarde, je suis content d'être occupé. Je suis content de faire une grosse journée parce que c'est surtout le fun d'avoir rien à faire.
Ah, tiens, j'ai des choses à faire.
OK. Fait que nous, on se voit demain, puis garde confirmé demain, mais je vais être là demain.
Ok,
C'est bon? Mais demain, je serai là très tôt pour coordonner ta journée, comme ça. Moi, c'est une famille 9h, là, oui.
Ok,
Comme ça, t'as ta journée, puis moi, je vais pouvoir faire la journée aussi.
ouais.
Sounds good?
Ok, oui.
C'est bon. Bye, bye. OK. Oui, je vais te dire quelque chose. C'est assez important. Écoute, c'est un avertissement, mais c'est plus pour toi que pour toi, là. Puis moi, je dis ça, faites ce que vous voulez, c'est juste pour votre DG, ça, OK?
Oui.
Hier, là, quand j'ai dit comment. Non, pas hier, je m'excuse. Samedi, quand j'ai commandé des éclairs,
Oui.
beaucoup d'items. Là, ça, c'est mal à l'aise, là. Beaucoup d'items, ils vont dire qu'ils ont une valeur supérieure.
Ah, pourquoi?
Papa, les éclairs que j'ai achetés hier, là, regarde, je te jure. Je regarde la tête en l'air, la main à vide. Il y avait une valeur de 200$. Puis ils m'ont coûté 30 et 40. Puis là, quand tu vas sur Internet, quand tu vas sur Internet, puis tu marques le nom du modèle, le nom de tout, puis tu regardes la valeur, c'est 40$. Fait que sur Amazon, ce qu'ils vont faire, ils vont marquer un gros montant. Comme ça, ils font penser que tu fais un méchant vendu, puis que là, faut que tu ailles vite. C'est ça, prudent. Ok, c'est une pratique assez malin. Je sais qu'il y a quand même boycotté Amazon.
Ouais, mais là, on commande un peu moins, mais quand même.
Mais parce que c'est quand même une pratique assez malhonnête.
Ah oui.
C'est ça, prudent, ok?
Ok, c'est bon.
Bye.
Ok.
Hum. Hum. I'm getting popular. I'm getting popular on YouTube. I'm getting a lot of comments. Oh shit. Hello. Okay. We have a lot of people talking. Yeah, you did. Take it down and track it down. I've already gotten 4 lightning hooks. Another day, another 20-second in champ. Come on, rare drop. Chance what you have. But then, what? When did you get first over 10? Drop, I hit my first, okay, Iggy. Oops. Everything about tomorrow, take your gem. We just coming a while ago. Very next. T4, T30 for brushing it with logging bug I need to fetch. Moriarty. Also want to fetch. In game that takes a year. I would have wanted to rush as well if it worked. I'm not written, I found it online, but I'm okay, I'm not doing it. Brandy game anyhow. The pool for minutes get be nerfed greatly in next patch or so. Wow. New landmine mission from kill to hit. There's a kill and a hit mission in the pool. Is it good? Kind of mad. New model doesn't seem very good. Just increase mass from more knockback. Good for regular mode. Fish will get nerfed very quickly. The only point collection will be need nerf and Dark writes horrible. That's what Fudge mentioned. You did hit the initial comment. Nerf. Indeed, only coin will be nerf for fetch. Still nice checks. Good, my fish. Ugh. Imagine waking up to someone telling you the chip you bought nerfed. Good. So you got a nerf fetch. That's not good. Point card. Okay, good. Ugh. Yeah. People telling me the model sucks. Okay. My landing was still. Shall I sell myself a bit? Oh no. Leaf.
Carl says isn't Warlord in jail? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still locked up, probably for some dumb shit.
I hope so. Maybe he'll get his shit together from there. Probably not, but one can only hope, right? I don't doubt that. I bet he's living up in there right now. I fucking can't stand that guy, though.
I feel like Warlord's gotten a lot worse recently too, Scotty.
No, he's a little bitch.
He's a little bitch. What's Eddie's beef with him?
He got problems with his fucking cousin, and yeah, he got problems.
Yeah, say no more. I understand that. Family matters. Family comes first. We're asking about Cobra, Scotty. The same shit as last time.
I mean, I care about the dude, but he needs to get his shit together. That's all I'm saying. You gotta drop some motherfuckers, man. You gotta drop some motherfuckers. That's all I gotta say. Like, it's not just the Warlord. It's a couple other motherfuckers, but that's a whole other thing. Like, no need to get into that.
Chapter 8, Warlord the Free Man. On July 23rd, Alex was released 43 days early from the Natrona County Detention Center for good behavior. On the 26th, Alex posted a short video on TikTok announcing that he was back. Alex somehow managed to get a job working part-time loading delivery vans in Casper, as well as volunteering at a pet shop in downtown Casper. On August 1st, Alex made his return on Josh's live streams. Alex moved some tobacco and spoke about doing hard time.
Hey, that was Alex Campbell. I used to close the door. So how did you make that Guinness when you were in jail? He got me experience with your So while were you in jail? I want to know. Why were you in jail? So what? Who's your piece of Did you join an organized group in jail? No, he says. CJ said, what was your favorite jail food? Oh, yeah. Take a foot, man. Get a work, dude, before. You like a play effect, but no work. You have any crazy jail stories? Yeah. Inside and celebrating. There you go. You ever learn work in jail? Nope. And Alex isn't on probation, that's fine. I'm not on probation. No. I got probation. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna take a couple shots. This is breaking.
On August 9th, Alex came over and interrupted a live video response. Alex ate ravioli from a can, drank some milk, and told Josh he drank an ale he found in a gutter outside.
Did you ask me? Yeah. Well, I can stream that too. Cool, man. You know how many beer you get? Yeah. That's right. Man, I get paid to get you. Cool, man. This bump Scotland. Yeah. Nice. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, man. No, use extra toilet paper. What's up? Let me carry it around. Let me give it to you.
On August 11th, Alex got some crappily made 3D printed Warhammer figurines with the intention to give them to Josh. He also purchased a dog collar from a pet supply store called Tales of the City, where he was working as a volunteer due to him not having a bank account or knowing his social security number. On August 16th, Alex appeared in a 3.5-hour video response with Josh. Josh and Alex engaged in copious amounts of drinking.
You familiar with Terrence Mott?
So there are some positive things.
No, my bad.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Yeah, go for it, man. I got some CBD drops on. I took them myself. Yeah, I used to feed my family's dog, Obi. Nuts of actual cannabis infused with THC. Obi fucking loved it, dude. But it's poison. Cannabis? No, it's not. THC, it's not poison. No, it's not. You give them an edible? Yeah, but I don't give them edibles. Like, you either blow the smoke in their face, or you give them like another weed a bunch of.
Yeah, that's not a big deal.
No.
But like a super concentrated?
Yeah, no, fuck that. See, it's, okay, well, I'll be politically correct to call her a she, because that's a polite thing to do. What do you think? Yeah, that's horrible. I'm sorry, but 12 inches would be too goddamn big. I wouldn't be able to fucking wear shorts, dude. 16's for fun. I'll take your word for it.
I said that out loud.
Fucking Alex.
Would you suck Tom Cruise's dick for $1 million?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
For $1 million? Yeah. I had to kill the other day. When did they bring it? It was kind of rude.
Yeah?
He was gentle.
No.
I'm not used to that. Usually they come, they get their thing done, they leave.
No.
They're all sweetness. So I think we're gonna get this one second.
Go for it, bro, man.
You know what you know?
What's that, Alex?
My dad moved to Norfolk, Nebraska. He still has that bar of Maverick he fucking gave me for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Years ago. He still has it. Still don't use it.
You got his cane?
Yeah, because it really is like 50 years. He's getting old. And I can worry about him.
Yeah.
Especially listening to Dope. By the way, Tales of the City. Like us on Facebook, 10% off Boise Treats. Call in this week. Get 50% off all doggy gecko.
No, but like, go over the fucking. Seriously.
I got you something. Your very own Warhammer 14 Dreadnought.
Oh, yeah, man.
Teach you.
What's up?
You play like a guitar, right? It's not matter if you are complicated. You think you're slow. You ain't doing it.
Yeah, I do want to play guitar.
I love hearing
Regardless of what I'm trying to do.
I love hearing it. Sounds like Dark Lady skill over here against him, huh? Well, if you ever hook up with Dark Lady, let me know.
That's not even like that, you sick mark.
No, I mean like Taco. Since I got out, 2 weeks ago, when I got dark, everywhere blood here. Everywhere blood, where my shirt goes.
Fair enough. As though you can understand the mindset of somebody who wants to fuck horses.
Never got a horse. Sometime after Alex's appearance, he returned to the homeless shelter. The next day, Alex made a YouTube video about a friend ignoring him when he was trying to message them. One can assume he was talking about Josh because the video was deleted shortly after.
What is up, YouTube? Spirit Cast Mall. Hey now. Got a little quick lesson for you people. A friend of yours hits you up on text or your messenger, trying to see how you're doing and whatnot. The polite thing would be to respond like, hey, hang out today, whatever, and blah, blah, right? Instead of just fucking ignoring until they show up and you blow up at them. It's an immature thing to fucking do. It's really fucking childish. So, seriously, grow the fuck up, people.
Later on that night, Alex, however, made an appearance in another video response live stream, but seemed a little tired, upset, and didn't say anything.
Back at it with the video response, chilling out with Warlord Campbell having some beer.
Chapter 9. Beef with Scotty. On September 5th, Alex got wind of homeboy Scotty speaking partly about him in June, and proceeded to dunk on him for several minutes in a recording on Facebook Messenger.
Okay, first off, Eddie has no business talking about family matters over fucking YouTube. Okay, second of all, if I'm so fucking bad of a fucking person, and Darth is so fucking good around Josh, okay, where the fuck was Darth Lee when Josh had a knife to his fucking throat? Josh put a knife to his own fucking throat. and was going to pull it. Huh? Where the fuck was he then? Certainly wasn't there saying, hey, no, dude, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on. Wake up. Don't do that. Nah. Where the fuck was he? Nowhere. Where the fuck was Scotty? Nowhere. Nowhere possibly to be found. Okay? All the times that Josh has gone through really dark times, who the fuck was there? Bringing the fuck out of it? Me. I don't want to hear any more bullshit from Scotty or this or that. They're all a bunch of fucking pussies because they can't fucking take my fucking face. Yeah, I'm in fucking town. I fucking see his ass. It's going down. Family matters stay in the fucking family. Don't go on fucking YouTube, fucking prick ass motherfucker.
Alex then went onto TikTok and made a video called R.I.P. Homeboy Scotty in a stunning display of command of the English language. He captioned the video, "When I homeboy been stabbing you in the back for years." Chapter 10, the 9/11 drama. On September 9th, Alex came over to Josh's apartment with some food from the Salvation Army. Josh initially refused at first, but gave in and accepted the offering from Alex.
Right, 2 days, nice to
I appreciate you bringing me food. You don't have to, but that's greatly appreciated.
All right, everybody. No, that was awesome. Keep my son and keep his family. They all said that, I'm sorry, saw me look at food, so I mean, rice and beef? Would you?
I'm not gonna turn down free food, but I don't use those things because I make laws and there's nothing wrong with doing that, to be honest. Nothing about it. So if I don't ask my friends to bring over shit, just do it. I'm like, okay, cool, I appreciate that.
You know, 420 is the day he lived before.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Even though the U.S. government just recently released, they never told him. They just said that he killed himself so that way they could end up bullshit because they already won the war. He was actually doing pretty good. He wasn't that fucking bad.
Don't, Alex, stop. No, okay, he was bad to begin with. The meth just made it worse, okay? Yeah, crystal meth was started by Adolf Hitler. Feel good about yourself, you fucking freaking sons of bitches. Fuck meth.
Life-size cover videos, fuck you. Saw your little fucking bitch ass video today, make fun of me and hanging out. Okay, whatever. Okay, we're sharing CBD. Fuck off.
Fuck off! Yeah, that's true. No, we got life. There we go. Don't worry about it. It is stupid.
On September 11th, Alex got annoyed that Josh was ignoring his text messages and also called Josh depressing to be around and said that he won't be making YouTube videos anymore. Later on that day, when Josh was doing his 9/11 memorial live stream, Alex posted insensitive videos related to the September 11th attacks and received a lot of backlash.
What really pisses me off is when people are mourning for people who died 20 fucking years ago and it brings everybody fucking down and creates a negative environment. Seriously, it's been 20 fucking years. Get over it. Yeah, I should say this flat out. Fuck all of you. Today's just one of those days where I honestly feel like putting a rope around my fucking neck and jumping off a bridge.
After his stream, Josh went live again and reacted to Alex's videos and was shocked, to say the least.
So, my buddy Alex Campbell posted a couple videos on his YouTube.
Today's just one of those days where I honestly feel like putting a rope around my fucking neck and jumping off a bridge.
Okay, fuck suicide. Alex, dude, if you're depressed, call me, man. Like, we'll get through this. Okay, this right here, this is the video my fan sent me.
Seriously, it's been 20 fucking years. Get over it.
Wow. I can't believe I just said that on camera, dude. Yes, it's been 20 years, but you haven't lost anyone on 9/11. Of course, knowing Alex, he'd probably say, well, actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, I'm not gonna stop being Alex's friend, but this is just, you know, I just think what he said was a bit insensitive.
September 13th during that video, even though Josh disagreed with Alex, he still wished him good health.
I honestly don't know, to be honest. I don't know if Alex Campbell's okay. I do worry about it, even if I did disagree with some of the shit he said on his YouTube.
For roughly a week, Alex was radio silent across all social media platforms. When Alex finally did respond, he said that he was living on the streets, but he was still working. On September 19th, Alex began sending out weird text messages asking people on his Facebook list to marry him. On September 22nd, Alex said he was sleeping on the mean streets of Casper and posted a picture of a stew he'd made. On October 9th, Alex made his reappearance on Josh's channel, looking like a depressed, sick lord, and even brought over a wine cooler and some beers. Josh ignored Warlord and watched Isaiah Butterfield and Terrence Pop videos until Alex left.
Alright, man, thanks. Yeah, man, let's come over. Let's bring over that Budweiser and the beer cooler. I appreciate it.
There was a guy like really tear the way. They're perfectly good kid. He's like on the stairs.
On October 15th, Alex tried reaching out to Josh, but he was ignored. Alex then posted 2 videos on his YouTube channel. One said that he was sad, and the other was a goodbye to his friends and family, implying he was going to end his life.
Someone said to me today I look sad. And I think to say this. I'm sad every day. I just don't say anything. Many friends, family, loved ones, haters, fans out there. I apologize.
Oui, allô?
This is my last life.
Bonjour, ça va bien?
Bien, merci beaucoup.
Ça va bien, merci. C'est qui?
24 hours later,
c'est Amazon, j'ai rien
Josh
demandé.
after ignoring his messages.
Parce que je le sais.
À la porte, laissez la porte, j'arrive dans 2 minutes.
Kill himself, so he thought,
Vous pouvez laisser en avant, je l'ai j'arrive dans 2 minutes, je suis nu.
Ok, je laisse ça comme...
Y'a pas de problème. Merci. Bye.
Hey, so no, hey, I was
Put the job off for fuck.
I'm gonna have too many of your folks.
Fuck.
On October 19th, Alex helped Josh film his cooking video, Cheesy Chicken Fried Steak.
Beautiful.
On October 21st, Alex was very drunk and obnoxious and pissed Josh off by bringing out a Subway sandwich a troll had sent Josh with Alex's name on it.
Jason says, Warlord, what's up, dude? Chris H says, yo, Warlord's ghost. That's not his ghost, you know shit. He didn't do it, thankfully enough.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, I got you. Okay. This is clear. It's like great.
Speaking of IDPs, the show them how to
What?
I gotta think that.
Ah.
Try to convince Dad, bro, I gotta see your lucky. You never let me do anything fun with you.
You want to do stuff that's fun,
I would like to take you to Vegas, but you know, it'd be fucking cool.
I don't see the point of going to Vegas.
It's cheap as hell right now. The cheapest it's ever been in history to go to Vegas. I had to at least take somebody else with me. She knows you.
I don't know, she knows me.
Oh shit.
By the way, fuck y'all. Do what I want.
Y'all found my old school Playboy magazines. I got two originals with new shakes.
This thing sounds totally like 4 game. I'm gonna grab my other sandwich if I can, bud.
Dude, go for it.
I'm hungry. Probably.
You eat that whole thing, I don't really care.
Courtney, I'm still not seeing those big old TVs. Well, I know what to tell you, man.
Chapter 11. On October 21st, a fan of Josh calling himself Matt Green traveled to Casper, Wyoming to meet up with Josh. Matt Green appeared in 2 live streams and communicated with the subreddit and Discord communities about his interactions with Josh. On October 22nd, Josh and Alex joined the Courtney Sex Discord chat around 9 PM and were very drunk and had been drinking since the morning. Alex flirted with Museum Privilege and Richie Wright and asked to see their dicks. Alex then talked about his new girlfriend and how he wanted to have a baby boy with her and how he was going to be volunteering at a children's hospital because he missed looking after children. Alex also lied and claimed that he was working at Texas Roadhouse making $14 an hour. After an hour of Alex rambling and stumbling around, Josh said that Alex was too drunk and gave him one last drink combo. He told him to hurry up and drink it so he could leave, but Alex took his sweet ass time and even brought up their deceased friend, Alex Anderson. Josh and Alex cried, and Alex spoke about wanting to kill himself. Josh tried to discourage Alex, imploring him to think about his children. After failing to get Alex to leave, Josh and Alex went outside for a smoke break. Whilst outside, Alex was still belligerent and mouthing off about homeboy Dave, alleging that he was a paedophile in front of Josh's friend and neighbour, homeboy Ian. Josh said that Ian squared up to Alex and punched him for lying about Dave being a chimo. Alex then claimed that a friend of a friend told him that Dave was a pedophile, even though there was no evidence to back it up. After Alex was assaulted by Ian, Matt Green called Josh, and this was their conversation.
No, I'm doing alright, man. I'm still with Alex. He's a little drunk, but he's alright. Oh, because it's that bad, does somebody punch me in the fucking face?
Because you were going out there and talking shit with no
I
one
was talking shit about him. I'm bleeding from my fucking face. I'm not okay.
I'll call you back here in a second.
Here is an exclusive interview with Mr. Green.
Yeah, I called him. It was probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was just trying to see what was up with our homeboy, and I called him up, and like I could barely hear him because like he was having a really loud like conversation with Warlord in the background. I asked like how Warlord was doing, and he said something like, "I was doing fine until I got punched in the fucking face." And Cobra told me that one of his neighbors was acting belligerent and attacked Alex. So I thought, all right, well, I'll go over see what's up. So I drove over to Josh's apartment. So I parked like outside of the apartment complex, and I knew that something was awry immediately. I knew that something was afoot because I saw homeboy Ian like squared up outside shadowboxing, like just throwing jabs and like yelling on the phone. And so I just like walked by and was like, "What's up, man?" I walked up to Josh's apartment, and honestly, I didn't know that the altercation was between homeboy Warlord and Ian. I just thought, you know, just like
drunk
afternoon Casper activities. I didn't put 2 and 2 together at that point, but it seems that homeboy Ian was pretty spun up for some reason. I go into his apartment and I meet homeboy.
Well, we watch it.
Jason, don't leave tomorrow. That's why I'm gonna have to make it easier for you. Goes down to the front, right?
On October 19th, Alex helped Josh film his cooking video, Cheesy Chicken Fried Steak. On October 21st, Alex was very drunk and obnoxious and pissed Josh off by bringing out a Subway sandwich a troll had sent Josh with Alex's name on it.
Jason says, Warlord, what's up, dude? Chris H says, yo, Warlord's ghost. That's not his ghost, you dumb shit. He didn't do it, thankfully enough.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah, I got you. I'm sorry, this subject kind of hurts my brain. Speaking of IUPs, the shoulder mouse be going, yeah. I love how it sees that. Yeah. I gotta think that people out there who were trying to think Dad, bro, I gotta see your lucky because my dad, you then,
He's in the nut house.
he's in the nut house with him. Different thing.
I'm like, oh yeah, here's a dude riding. Oh my god, who the fuck? Hair down on the foot.
Woo! Woo! Warlord's trying to get some recognition. What I'm confused. Really confused right now. They used my real name.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, here you go, bro.
No, dude, I don't want to redo that on camera right now.
I can't eat that.
Well, okay, so then leave it on camera. I'll eat it later. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Oh my god.
Not trying to bring up a sore subject for Goldfinger. I've seen him lately at the homeless shelter. Have you? Yeah, he and his ass back fucking side. He's blowing off me.
That's not good.
Hey, back. Gotta keep his word.
That's good as why I haven't seen Goldfinger in a month.
I just saw kicked him out. Straight up kicked him out of here. He's not allowed back here.
Yeah, don't mention here, but
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, his dad, I met his dad a few years ago. I still like his dad. We're taking you up for New Year's.
wait, what?
We're taking you up for New Year's.
What are you taking me out for New Year's?
For New Year's. Better pack your bags, your cards, and your bunker chicks, motherfucker. We're going to Vegas.
I don't want to go to fucking Vegas.
You don't want to go to Vegas? I want to go to Vegas. You never let me do anything fun with you.
Well, you want to do stuff that's fun,
I would like to take you to Vegas. You know what I mean? It'd be fucking cool.
I don't see the point of going to Vegas.
It's cheap as hell right now. The cheapest it's ever been in history to go to Vegas. I had to at least take somebody else with me. She knows you.
No, she knows me.
Kelly doesn't mind me hanging out with you, but she knows. You know? What?
Okay. Well, I want to get into that. No, thank you. I thank you.
By the way, fuck y'all. Do what I want.
Y'all found my old school Playboy magazines. I got two originals with new shapes.
Oh, listen to this name. Sounds totally coordinated. I'm gonna grab my other sandwich if I can, buddy.
Dude, go for it.
I'm hungry. I would be.
You eat that whole thing. I don't really care.
Courtney, I'm still not seeing this big old TVs.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Chapter 11, The Fight. On October 21st, a fan of Josh calling himself Matt Green traveled to Casper, Wyoming to meet up with Josh. Matt Green appeared in 2 live streams and communicated with the subreddit and Discord communities about his interactions with Josh. On October 22nd, Josh and Alex joined the Courtney Sucks Discord chat around 9 p.m. and were very drunk and had been drinking since the morning. Alex flirted with Museum Privilege and Richie Wright and asked to see their dicks. Alex then talked about his new girlfriend and how he wanted to have a baby boy with her and how he was going to be volunteering at a children's hospital because he missed looking after children. Alex also lied and claimed that he was working at Texas Roadhouse making $14 an hour. After an hour of Alex wrangling and stumbling around, Josh said that Alex was too drunk and gave him one last drink combo. He told him to hurry up and drink it so he could leave, but Alex took his sweet ass time and even brought up their deceased friend, Alex Anderson. Josh and Alex cried, and Alex spoke about wanting to kill himself. Josh tried to discourage Alex, imploring him to think about his children. After failing to get Alex to leave, Josh and Alex went outside for a smoke break. Whilst outside, Alex was still belligerent and mouthing off about homeboy Dave, alleging that he was a paedophile in front of Josh's friend and neighbour, homeboy Ian. Josh said that Ian squared up to Alex and punched him for lying about Dave being a chimo. Alex then claimed that a friend of a friend told him that Dave was a pedophile, even though there was no evidence to back it up. After Alex was assaulted by Ian, Matt Green called Josh, and this was their conversation.
No, I'm doing all right, man. I'm still with Alex. He's a little drunk, but he's all right.
Oh, because that bad doesn't mean punch me in the fucking face!
Because you were going out there and talking shit with no
I
one.
was talking shit about him!
Oh my god, dude.
I'm bleeding from my fucking face. I'm not okay.
I'll call you back here in a second.
Here is an exclusive interview with Mr. Green.
Yeah, I called him. It was probably like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was just trying to see what was up with our homeboy, and I called him up, and like I could barely hear him because like he was having a really loud like conversation with Warlord in the background. I asked like how Warlord was doing, and he said something like, "I was doing fine until I got punched in the fucking face." And Cobra told me that one of his neighbors was acting belligerent and attacked Alex. So I thought, all right, well, I'll go over see what's up. So I drove over to Josh's apartment. So I parked like outside of the apartment complex, and I knew that something was awry immediately. I knew that something was afoot because I saw homeboy Ian like squared up outside shadowboxing, like just throwing jabs and like yelling on the phone. And so I just like walked by and was like, hey, what's up, man? I walked up to Josh's apartment, and honestly, I didn't know that the altercation was between homeboy Warlord and Ian. I just thought, you know, just like regular afternoon Casper activities. I didn't put 2 and 2 together at that point, but it seemed that homeboy Ian was pretty spun up for some reason. I go into his apartment and I meet homeboy Warlord, and I think I said something to him like, "Oh, what's up, Warlord? Good to meet you." And I went to shake his hand, and he grabbed my hand and he held it for way too long, like it was kind of making me a bit uncomfortable. And he was saying, "Oh, dude, all my friends call me Alex. You don't have to call me Warlord. Just call me Alex." And I was like, "Okay, hey, what's up, Alex?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, Josh tells me you're a pretty cool guy. Really excited to meet you." He was like, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but like you're a pretty attractive guy. Like I think you're really handsome or something like that. And I was like, hell yeah, appreciate the support. That's what's up. Oh yeah, dude, it fucking wigged me out because I was there like maybe 5-10 minutes before I noticed that they just literally had a fucking Chatterbait stream up in the background, and it was like kind of jarring because like you're trying to have a conversation and you just look over and see a massive pair of fake tits on a computer screen. And I was like, whoa, what the hell are you guys working on here? And yeah, they're like, oh yeah, so you guys watching porn? And he was like, oh, it's just Chatterbait. And I was like, okay, very cool. I was trying to talk to Cobra, like ask him how he was doing, but it was clear to me that Alex was not just drunk. He was out of his fucking mind on something. Because every time I would try to talk to Josh, he would scream over me and Josh and try to like interject and just profusely lying. And it got to the point where I would like elevate, I would raise my voice to try to talk to Josh over Warlord. And so Warlord would he would stand in front of me and stand on his tippy toes so that he could block like my eye line to Josh so that he could lie even more like emphatically to my face. So it's basically like a yelling 3-way conversation with Warlord doing stolen valor, like blocking my line of sight and just screaming absolute fucking nonsense at me. Josh told Warlord that I was a pretty cool guy. I was a straight shooter. I was on the level, and that I was a veteran, which I may or may not be, probably not. And Alex started yelling at me about how he served like 3 years in the Marine Corps, which I knew wasn't true. He said he did like ROTC or something like that, and that he did 3 years in the Marine Corps, which was like really funny to me, and I was kind of just laughing it off. He told me that he's getting drafted into the U.S. Air Force because he won their Top Gun pilot program, and he's the Air Force's Top Gun. And so he's getting drafted at the Air Force to be a fighter pilot, which is a pretty badass thing to say. Very funny line. As I'm saying in Cobra, with like he started playing Kenny Loggins' Highway to the Danger Zone in the background as Alex was lying to me about being a fighter pilot for the U.S. Air Force, and it was so fucking funny, dude. Just his timing on it was perfect. I only probably stayed for 10-15 minutes or so because, I could tell that Alex wasn't in a state to let anything like productive or generative to happen between Cobra and I forgot to mention earlier that when I walked into Cobra's apartment, there was blood stains, like blood stains on the stairway outside of his apartment, which I snapped some photos of because I was like, oh, that's weird.
The following is an edit of a 5-hour audio recording of what happened after Alex and Josh returned to Josh's apartment.
Dude, I'm sorry to go. Jesus fucking Christ. He's out here, he's all gone. I've been up with trying to make friends with you. I think Jim DeMarc has so much to deal with you. I'm only trying to be friends with you. Okay, man. And shit. Period. And he wants to start doing that shit? Yeah, dude. It's kind of fucking ridiculous. It is, dude. I don't know what to feel right now. I know, dude. I'm confused. My head hurts. I've lied to you 3 times. I rejected you for help the other day because I needed help. I'm here to help you, dude, but don't attack the people trying to help you, Jesus Christ. You're sat here attacking Sharon. Okay, Discord. If somebody attacks me, that's what I'm going to do. Shit. And I fucking what am I supposed to do, dude? What the fuck am I supposed to do? You and Ian are both my friends. You know what? Fuck off. You and Ian are both friends. I don't want to get in the middle between two people fighting. I'm not friends. Jesus Christ, yeah, you definitely are. Yeah, when you tried to commit suicide, who was the only people that reached out to you? You, me, and Marshall, exactly. No, Marshall didn't do shit. Exactly, dude. So why are you taking it out on me?
Yeah, I know you have to work on, but just a couple seconds.
Yes.
I got a great news.
Yes.
The social worker, she called me, and she said one of my clients he canceled. Yeah, time today, so I'm gonna see her again.
Yeah. This is very important.
Yes, mental health is really important.
Okay. Now I'm working tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Y a pas de problème, maman. Toi, tu vas bien? T'es correct? Toi, t'es correct?
Oui. Okay.
Génial, maman. Génial.
Okay. Okay.
Maman,
Yeah.
I love you.
Okay.
Thank you for everything.
No problem.
You are a blessing in my life.
No problem, Stefan.
I love you.
I love you too much.
The woman, she said I need to be saying thank you more to people when I feel grateful. Thank you, mom.
Okay, no problem, Stefan.
Tu es la meilleure.
Okay. Le spectacle que je reçu, je vais payer hier.
Maman, there's no problem. I trust you. You trust me. Everything is gonna be okay.
Okay.
Okay, bon.
Just okay.
Bad boy, ça? Mwah. Bye, man.
I'll give you tactical stuff. I'll give you. You just been an asshole to me. Okay, fuck you. I'll get the fuck out of my apartment. Get the fuck out of my life. Okay, fine. Go leave. Bye.
Whoa.
You heard me. Yeah, I told you I was not a fucking faggot. Yeah, it is fucked up. Yeah, I'm fucking drunk. I don't mean to make it any worse than I want to. Okay, man. I never have. All right, man. And hey, fuck what your ex-wife's think about you. Can't imagine why they think you're a piece of shit. Oh, thanks. Well, I made my ex-wife for fucking long. It's 9 fucking years. If you're up to any, go down to fucking Vegas and do it. No, dude, I'm good, dude. I'm not gonna fuck Kobe's ex-woman because I got broke out, dude. Whatever, you're still bitch. Okay, fuck you. I'll do nothing but try to be nice to you. Fuck you. You wanna be nice? Yeah, you're fucking been nice the entire fucking night. Oh, bullshit. I'll give you nothing but I'll share my alcohol with you.
I give you my tactical soap, dude.
I'll share over $3,000 fucking alcohol with you. Over nothing. Nothing.
Oh.
Why the fuck you fighting with me, dude? Alright, fine, I won't. Later, loser. You fucking faggot.
That's fucked up, Josh. Oh, fighting. Knife. Knife. I'm gonna kill you! I'm the king of Piper! Why you over here? Whoa. Yo, yo.
Yeah, you're fucked up. Go home. You're fucked up. Fuck you, dude. Go home. You've been fucked up today. Yeah, I know I have. Go home. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go home. I'm going home. He's allowed to be going away. Okay. Fuck you, Alex. Fuck that fucking retarded faggots. I'm over his shit. Don't you know? And he started fighting about fucking neighbors. I'm over it. Oh, look. Now he's gonna call my fucking ass when he wants his cell phone back. That's what I think about that. Oh, my fucking God. Who can it be now? I'll give him his fucking phone when he comes back tomorrow, that drunk piece of shit. Oh, shit. Now you want to touch her, Rosie? Fuck you. That's enough. Calm down. Look, I've been
nothing but a good friend to Alex, dude. I've been there for him when he needed help, when he needed a bar of tactical soap. He's been there for me when I've needed some booze. Look, I pretty much ignored the fact when he talked over everything I tried to do. I started watching a video and like non-stop, talk. It's like, Jesus Christ, take a breath, dude. Yeah, he's being stupid right now. We're just ignoring him.
You're an obnoxious fucking gay faggot cocksucker. You can't keep your fucking mouth shut. You always gotta run your mouth at 90 miles a fucking minute. People are sitting here trying to watch YouTube or some hot chick on Chatterbait, and you always gotta be running your fucking mouth. Just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Let other people talk for a change. You know, it's bullshit. He wants to sit there and fucking say, I am his homie. Fuck you, dude. I'm the one that made your dad. You're fucking dad. I thought you were brother. You didn't do that. Okay? I'm the one that made your dad.
Suspect's spotted. Crap. We've got ourselves a chase. Get back in the car.
What have I done to Alex? For fuck's sake, one of my fans sent me a fucking Subway sandwich, and I let the fucker eat it right after he said on the same goddamn live stream, oh, I can't eat this, and then 5 minutes later, he said they're shoving the whole fucking sandwich in his mouth. Fuck him, dude. Fucking Alex wants to be a mad faggot because I'm gonna fuck him in the ass and suck his dick. That's his problem, not mine. He wants to get mad because I won't let him suck my dick. That's his problem, not mine. You know what Alex Campbell told me? He's like, oh yeah, man, I quit doing meth, I sobered up. I'm like, that would explain why you're acting like this, dude, because you're probably on it.
On October 23rd, Alex was arrested for public intoxication on a $50 bond, but was released from jail around the 27th of October. Chapter 12, The Rebirth of Warlord. On November 16th, Alex made a reappearance on Facebook looking like a used lint roller. Alex made a new Facebook profile because Alex lost the login details after his phone was smashed by Josh. In a Facebook conversation with Alex on the 15th, Alex claimed that he was the one that beat up Josh because Josh said that he hated children and wanted to cut off their fingers with garden shears. Alex claimed that he got cuts on his head and eyebrows from banging his head on a wall in the holding cell after he was arrested. Alex revealed that his case was thrown out of court after spending a weekend in a holding cell. Alex said that he was done with Josh and that he was an enemy of his clan, and he was told by the police not to go back to Josh's apartment building or he would be trespassing. On November 17th, Alex agreed to allow Museum Privilege to sell merchandise featuring his nudes. On December 1st, Alex asked Museum for 2 medium hoodies in exchange for a 15-minute porn video of himself that Museum could either post on OnlyFans or the popular porn website Axe Hamster. Alex also offered to clone his willy for Museum for $60. On December 3rd, Alex continued to message people on his Facebook friend list, asking if they left invest in his custom sex toys and cosplay business called Warlords, and or have sex with him. Alex's online presence dwindled until December 19th, when he posted on Facebook that he hadn't seen his older brother in 2 years. The only information on Alex's brother that can be found is that he was arrested in 2016 for burglary and was sentenced to 60 months in prison. On January 6th, Alex sent some smoking hot news to a friend on Facebook, but I'm obviously not going to show them because it's a picture of his dick and his ass. On January 8th, 2022, Alex posted on Facebook that he was annoyed with someone he knew and that he was impatient and selfish. On January 14th, Alex began posting about his brother and was very frustrated with his mentally ill father.
That
Alex
feed
also warned his Facebook
is
friends
huge.
not to fall for free money survey scams that he obviously fell for himself. Alex ended his night by asking his friends for help to find his brother and expressed that he hated his life. On January 16th, Alex was present for his third child's first birthday. Alex also created a new TikTok account under the name Alex Campbell 1867.
Yo, listen, I may be single, lonely, and sad, but at least nobody cheating on me and fucking me over.
On January 17th, Alex posted about hating his life and made an apology to the world for being an inconvenience.
Fuck up.
Towards the end of January, Alex's phone broke and he made a new Facebook profile on January 31st. On February 1st, Alex posted on Facebook looking for a new phone. On February 12th, on Facebook Messenger, Alex said that his son was taken by the Department of Family Services. On February 14th, funny enough, Valentine's Day, Alex came over and apologized to Josh at his apartment. Josh accepted the apology and gave him another chance, and also gifted him his old iPhone. Josh said that Alex told him that he had cancer and had 4 years to live. Josh was instantly skeptical about Alex having cancer and hoped Alex wasn't pretending to have cancer for attention.
Appreciate Alex Campbell coming over and apologizing. I gave him my old phone. I said, man, if you can make that work, it is what it is. I'm tired of drama. You know, if you want to get his shit together, then okay. The fact that he came over and apologized, I can respect that. Alex Campbell told me he had cancer and he's allegedly only got 4 years to live. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, that sucks, dude. I don't know if he's making that up just for attention or if he's being sincere. If he is sincere, then I genuinely think that sucks. You know, he came over and apologized for what he did, and it's just like, you know, I appreciate that. I don't know how I'm supposed to react to that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Alex came over and talked to me about his problems, and I don't know how much of it's real and how much of it is just a ploy for attention. I don't want drama in my life, so I actually appreciate Campbell, who now goes by Wolf Lord Campbell. I appreciate him apologizing. He's no longer Warlord, apparently.
On February 15th, in a statement that shocked the world, Alex said on Facebook Messenger that he doesn't have cancer. On February 22nd, Alex said that he was not on his son's birth certificate and he was also paying $38 a month for child support via money order because he didn't have a bank account. On February 24th, Alex confirmed that he was still living at a homeless shelter. On February 19th, Alex appeared in the background of a video Josh posted on Facebook of him playing guitar.
Yeah, rock and roll!
Sadly, this is where Warlord 2 ends. But Alex's story continues, and I'll see you in Warlord Part 3 in the future. Thanks for watching.
Slovenia.
Warning. This video contains sensitive subjects like sexual intercourse and drugs. Many images have been heavily censored and personal information has been removed. One question is on everyone's mind in the Coververse: where is Warlord? We last left off with Warlord's story in 2022, after Josh and Alex got into a physical altercation on Halloween 2021.
Fuck off, loser! I came from Mount Green, you piece of shit! Go home, you're drunk!
Many believe Josh had finally had enough with Alex, but we were incorrect. Perhaps Alex has a silver tongue, or he just so happened to have booze on him when he asked Josh for his forgiveness. In late February, Alex confirmed with a fan that he was indeed back at the homeless shelter in Casper, Wyoming, but he wouldn't stay there for very long. His life would take a turn for the worse behind the scenes. Communication with Warlord was sparse until early March 2022. Someone named Robbie used Alex's phone to text a fan of Warlord's, asking for $60 to be sent to his PayPal. Well, it turns out that Alex was now in a relationship and allegedly engaged to a guy called Robbie, who was a radio DJ for a local Casper radio station called K-Rock's Radio 1 0 Point Radio. Yeah, very catchy. I assume Warlord just found another gentleman to have sexual favors with in exchange for a place to lay his head at night. A few days later, Alex got a new phone. He then updated his relationship status on Facebook and shared the link to his new Cash App profile. The next day, Alex created a Discord server and invited yours truly. Things seemed to be looking up for Alex. He now had a place to stay and allegedly had a job installing flooring. But within 2 days, there was trouble in paradise. Alex posted on Facebook that his fiancée, Robbie, yelled at him when he was sleeping. In mid-March, Alex asked his friends for money to support his made-up business, a grift we commonly expect from Warlord at this point. Still looking for cash, Alex promised nude photos in exchange for $60. Museum Privilege sent the money in hopes of using them for merchandise. On March 18th, a refund was made on PayPal, as Alex went back on his word to create content. Alex was quick to ask for the money back, as his fiancée was very mad that the money was refunded. In late March, Alex came up with a new grift. This time, he set up a PayPal pool to help him raise money for a car. Alex, not being so bright, fell for get-rich-quick schemes and spammed his Facebook friends with referral links. Alex resurfaced in mid-April and told a fan he had attempted to get in contact with Josh, but was unsuccessful. Alex also claimed that his now husband, Robert, was preventing him from visiting Josh. A few days later, after a month of marital bliss, Robert caught Alex cheating on him and was filing for divorce, allegedly. Robbie ended up using Alex's Facebook and messaged all of Alex's friends, letting them know what Alex had done. On April 14th at around 11 a.m.
J'ai dit que c'était sûr. J'ai dit que c'était vachement. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to the show. Because I'm having a wonderful day on this very messy hair. 5th of May 2025. Here's a micro intro card. It is currently 2:30. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and do some couple of videos until my battery goes low. And when my batteries go low, I'll be moving on to making some videos. So yeah, if I can make some videos today, I'm gonna have less videos to do at around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Because lately, my neighbors have been putting a lot of music, so I'm not able to film as much. And I can film during the day, but during the day I sleep. So just here I am. First video, some boxes to open. That's pretty much it. With a nice weather. So yeah, I'm excited. Don't blink, it's your boy. Welcome to the show. This is because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th May 2025. We're doing okay today, not great, but okay. Here we are with the tower playthrough, and another one here. So I'm gonna film the nature corner. Ah. Don't blink, it's buying with messy hair. Because doing well because I'm having a wonderful 5th April 25. Today we're doing a little bit of an intro. As you can tell, we're doing okay. However, because we're doing okay, I bought some food yesterday that I had to finish today because I want to be hyper focused on it. I try to resist the temptation to eat it, but I ended up not doing much yesterday. So today we're gonna be eating some junk food. Ow. I don't know what happened. I fucked my finger up. I don't know what happened. So yeah, so this we're gonna be doing. This is an intro. This is the plan of the day. So today I want to do a couple of videos. Tomorrow we're coming back to streaming. So it's complex. So we woke up at like 12. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be up till I don't know which time, possibly 6 in the morning. So then I'm gonna try to sleep before I get to my father. That way I can go to Metro, buy some food. Because tomorrow when we wake up, we do a 24-hour stream of Elden Ring. That's actually super cool. I'm super into it. I'm gonna be doing a stream of Fortnite today because I had fun yesterday. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the plan. Got a couple of videos. Now we're doing videos. I know what you're saying. It's earlier than usual, and you're absolutely right. So what's going on is that my neighbors have the habit of having some music, right? So yeah, because they're having some music. Can I film? But I get copyright. Yesterday I was watching Star Wars Rebels. I got copyrighted, and it was a bad copyright. It was a copyright claim. Like no, it's completely instead of some sort of copyright, they'll be like, okay, well we're gonna take the money from your advertisements, which I don't get. So it's cool, I don't mind. Some of them are like, no, we block your videos. So that's pretty much it. And that's my day. So without further ado, let's start it. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another type of video. Welcome to a walk of shame. Today is the 5th May 2025. We failed. I gave in, so we got some bad food. And because we're doing a diet, I'm gonna show you the food that I got. That way you can hold me accountable. I think accountability. I was holding myself accountable. I was talking about accountability a lot when I started working out. That was great. But now it's the opposite. You fucked up, so now you have to pay. Right? That is pretty much it. So I got 2 of these stock up. Right? I got also I got a Monster energy drink, which is the white one. Yes, the one in the fridge, one for here. They're most popular. I was able to resist the temptation of having a bit of the sweeter, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, shame, ink. No, it's not a shame, kink. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Guys, doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do the. Never mind. I'm gonna do another video. On the 5th May 2025, we're getting our. I was supposed to do gaming. I think I'm gonna keep it under tonight because I have my neighbors there. I don't want to bother them for too long. So here, the box opening. We got it's like a self-fuel box. Nazdrovia, we have some Monster. Oh, it's open. Not bad. I mean, we don't drink them on the daily. When you don't drink it on the daily, you don't feel the need for it. But since tomorrow we're doing a 24-hour stream of Elden Ring, I'm getting used to energy drinks back. Does that make sense? No. I'm getting reused to energy drink because if you drink them a lot, you can have some heart problem, I guess. Allegedly. So we'll see. We will see. So before we even start with this, yeah, I'm not doing okay, so that also doesn't help. I have to do a warning, a disclaimer. This is not one day, this is over the last 2 months. Why? Because I could do a quick video for every single thing that you buy, or one big video for everything that I bought over 2 months for a package. But these, I don't know what it is, I don't remember what it is, but all of it is for content. Good. Oh, this is nice, this is really nice. So these are GoPro batteries. Why is it important? Because I only had 2. So I got around an hour of content, or batteries per day. Which is good, but because we're getting back into it, I don't know if that's gonna be enough. Plus, I'm gonna be working. Plus, I'm gonna be doing. So here it is with a spoiler. I'm gonna be talking more about it when it comes to time. But last year, so 2 years ago, we weren't filming outside a lot. Now we begin filming outside. The first thing I showed you was Lachine. The hair or a mess, dude. Some days the hairs are perfect, some days they're not. So yeah, so I start showing you my city, and now we're gonna go deeper and deeper and deeper and do bigger trip, right? But I need more battery. Next. Okay. Holy shit. For this, I showed you. We had a little problem. This is huge. This is freaking huge. So I've had the i25 for a while. They're not going well. They're crackling a little bit. This is the i27. This is 80 hours with charging. This is 80 hours every single week. don't have to charge it. This is 13, 16 hours, 75, 80 hours without with charging case. These are super good. I really enjoy the model. I really enjoy the company that made them. So this is huge. I had some. The problem with earbuds is they don't last long. So they'll last long. They'll last like a year or 2 years, and then you'll have a problem. And well, the last one I bought was 8 months ago, right? And that's when it broke. Then yesterday I tried to check. Most of them they last 20 minutes, 40 minutes until their problem. I need something for work. I need something for when I go to work. I need something that's gonna last me maybe not 8 hours, but at the very least 4 hours. So in Canada you have a rules that says, hey, after 4 hours you have a break. So if these last 4 hours, we're good. If not, I have to change them, and I have to change them. I have the hair to hide the music. If I change them, hide the music, it's not gonna work. Next we got this, which I don't know what it is. When you're using a knife, please be careful. See, my neighbor, she used to talk to me, now she doesn't talk to me. This neighbor, I don't know why. So I made one comment. Talking about politics, and she was voting for someone. And I was like, well, I don't think they're good. And then she said, okay, well, who are you voting for? And I told her what I was voting for. And then she said, you must be a dumbass. Yeah. And then I said, I think it's funny how people ask who you're voting for, but they want you to vote for a specific person if you're not, you're a dumbass. She hasn't talked to me yet since then. It's been months. Oh well. Can I please everybody? So we have this. Yeah, cool. This is also super important. So this is a charging dock, but it's actually super good. So what you're doing here is you already have some pre batteries in it, but it's let me call. So what you're gonna do is you get folded. This is for traveling. This is for work. You just have to plug it, and you can charge 3 things: your headphones and your phone. And you have a little so instead of like this one, you have something to hold your phone up so you can film or watch something. Next on the list we have. We'll do these two because these two are video games. These two are video games. My mom, she gave me some gift cards on Amazon. So I bought some games with this. And again, it's content. It is content for the Switch. Because now they announced the Switch 2. That's when you have to buy the game. Because then they become rarer. So they're gonna stop producing the game for Switch 1. Then the Switch 1 is gonna become rarer. And they're already super expensive. They're already like $90 a piece. Oh, nice. Yes. Then Neo Dimension, super good game. Watch people play it. It looks phenomenal. That's one. See, they have this packaging. It's going nuts. This is the second game. If I remember correctly, this is Suikoden. I'm not sure. This again, they bought it. Yep. Yes, Suikoden Remastered 1 and 2. I never played the first one. So the attraction of so this attraction is the last game for Square Enix, right? This is one of the first game in years for the Switch. They put in effort. And then we have Suikoden 1 and 2. So this is actually a really old game, right? You have over 108 euros to choose from, which is freaking great. And then apparently at the very end you have a battle in war, and you can use all the characters. This is also super good. It's windy AF outside in the black box. There you go. See, all of this so far is for content, for worker content. So this I know it is. It's nice. It's gonna be laughing because I always buy the products. Age 60 Crystal Light, also for work. 60 drinks, which last you around 1 month or 2 months. And cheap. And this one is a $200 power bank. That is special at $40. It is the portable power bank, block digital display, quick charge. Amazing. It was on special. They did an article, and so I showed you what I use for inspiration. So they'll do the algorithm and they'll give you news for that. So there's news on special, on gaming, and on medio, on the weather, right? Look at the hair. This is insane. Yeah. So we have this one. Does it tell you how much time it is? Must be inside. Okay. Strict strap. Okay. Every charger pass 49 producing. Ooh. Safety testing for 72 hours. They don't typically tell you. Overcharge protection, overpower protection, ooh. Over discharge protection, restore protection, over voltage protection, short circuit protection, which is great. And we have magnetic field protection, high temperature protection, which is going to be really good for the S24 Plus. So there you go, that's it. I got one more, but it's a letter, it's a bill. So I don't think you need to send bill, right? Okay. Don't blink, it's you blink. Welcome to the computer show. You guys are doing well because we're having a wonderful day. I don't know how. On this 4th May 2025, may the 4th be with you. It's a funny thing. I was I was making a Star Wars special yesterday. And I was like, I realized how little information. Okay, so this is a complex video to do. It's a great video to do. This is an announcement. This is, you like them, I think. This is actually some great news. So I was out at my father's house yesterday. We're eating pancakes. It was good. I came back. It was a 4th May special. So we talked about Star Wars. Then I realized how little I knew about Star Wars. I had a good understanding of, my apologies, of the first movie. I had a good acknowledgement of video games. But I was like, dude, you kind of like Star Wars. Why don't you know more about it? And it's kind of like a crazy concept because when you don't know something, you don't know something happens, right? But for something you love, like I know shit tons about more of the things that I like for years, which is from the 90s, from the 2000s, things I've loved for many years, most of them. I know a lot about them, so why am I not knowledgeable about Star Wars? Not about this, right? And the reality is, Star Wars has a lot of content. Star Wars has a lot of content, from the audiobook, from the comics to the movies and stuff like that. It has a lot of content. I need to clean the balcony because it's very windy, and I'm afraid that the box is gonna fall from the balcony, and I'm lazy, I don't want to go and pick it up, so that's the reason why. See? Look at the phone. This is how windy it is. This is how windy it is. This is really how windy it is. I'm gonna hold it, no problem. So then, Star Wars, it's really hard to get into, right? So like, yo, I can make another video, right? And the other thing I could do is gaming wise, because we have a gaming channel, which is a cool idea. And I wanted to watch something. So now I had access to Star Wars because we did the free trial for Disney Plus, and I had a lot of choice. And I wanted to go for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was like, I know a lot of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know a lot of his story. I could have went for the Bad Batch, but I didn't know what it was. And then after the show, Star Wars Rebel with 6 seasons. I was like, okay, let's go. So now this is announcement that we're gonna be watching Star Wars Rebel, because I want to get to know more about Star Wars. But the hairs are freaking crazy today. I don't like it. I don't like that. I realized that my biggest fear with Star Wars, my biggest fear with everything at all, not puppy, I love puppies. My biggest fear with everything or anything is, I don't want to get into something with mangas. This is one of my biggest fear. I don't want to get into something that's not finished. So we all know the example I'm going to give, George G.R.R. Martin and his Game of Thrones series, right? Because I've been working on the same series for now a decade. My breakfast. It's pudding, which is delicious. And he hasn't released in a decade a book. So if you read the previous book, the 4 books, which together are about 80 hours of reading, well, you just fuck yourself, because I really don't think they're gonna release it, right? I don't think they're gonna release it at all. I'm sure we're hacked because my hair's burning me. You wanna see it burn? You wanna see it? Like, you don't even. So my general fear is starting something, not getting information for it. That's why. Oh, this is much better. This is much better. We haven't played Warhammer. We didn't even start Warhammer. So now with Star Wars, what we have with the Rebel is 7 seasons of 14 episodes of an hour each. I don't know if you can math, that's 98 hours of content. I might not be understanding everything about Star Wars, but I'll understand everything about Rebel. So this is a start of a new playlist. This is a start of a new recap, which is Rebel. Super excited about it. Watched 5 episodes yesterday and it was really good. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see where it leads us. And that is pretty much it. Don't blink, it's your blink. Welcome to commercial. We're doing walk, guys are having a wonderful day on this. Puppies. You want to see puppies? Playing with a water bottle. She features in just plastic, but hey, who am I to decide? Today we're talking about Star Wars, but today we're doing a video for the gaming channel. So, fun fact, yesterday, well, the 4th of May, today is the 5th. Fun fact, last year, fun fact, my apologies, you see I don't plan these. The 9th of May, which is in 4 days, we're celebrating 4 years of making content. So the first year I was just streaming. The second year, I wasn't making content as we are right now. Last year was the very first year where I started making content. And you could see my coverage of the 4th, May the 4th, which was Star Wars, and it's not great, right? And I was like, okay, well, I can't stream right now because Twitch won't allow. It's a long story. Twitch only allow up to 100 hours of content to be stored. We have a huge 700. We're down to 111, so we're good. But I can only stream when I have under 100. So the plan would be to stream Elden Ring for 24 hours. As I do every single year. We have a celebration. It is Elden Ring. It is Elden Ring, and it is Elden frickin' Ring. Don't ask me why. It just is. So then, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. Well, I couldn't stream, right? And I was like, okay, well, I could play Fortnite. Fortnite, yes, last year was my coverage of the May the 4th. My apologies. So now, my apologies. I'm kind of messed up. So what ended up happening is, I was like, what can I do for gaming? And I may not know much about Star Wars. Okay, I just did a huge video about how much I don't know about Star Wars. You think you know Star Wars until you really look it up. And I was going to talk about the gaming aspect of Star Wars. And the reality is, I had a couple of games with Star Wars. I had a huge amount of games. The very first one was on Nintendo 64. They had the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th game. The 6th movie, I didn't like the games. I was too young to appreciate it. I was a kid who wanted to play, I wanted to play Mario. I wanted to play Mario Kart and Mario 64. If I was lucky, I was playing Zelda, not Star Wars. So my experience goes way further. My experience goes with the N64. It was a game that I really enjoyed. And that was Star Wars Racing. That game I played a shit ton. So, you just heard me. One of the first game I had, and this is how you realize the importance of the Star Wars series in my life. And I didn't even realize that before. The very first game that I had was, now this is complex. So my father bought me the Nintendo 64. I was 4 years old, so 1997. Now, my very first game was the game that came with the console. So I never remember if it is Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Kart 64. I don't know what it is. But I know it's one of those two. So I played Mario Kart a lot because I was playing with my father, I was playing with my friends. Yes, I had friends, and it was hard to believe, but fuck you. It was just a good time. And then Mario 64 was fun. It has some secret passage, but then Star Wars Racing was so much better. You had damage to your car. You could damage your car, first of all. You could bump into other people, and then they have like more resistance. So you would have kind of goons, like bigger ship. You can battle with each other. You can get into fights, and then you would make more damage because you're bigger. Or you could have a smaller vehicle and go faster. And that people take damage. That was my very first Star Wars game. My second Star Wars game was very, very simple. Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the freaking Sith. Oh, that game. That game was life-changing without being life-changing. So, I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it was. So, this game was my very first game with What If. Technically speaking, once again, it was so long ago. Was it my very first game, or was my very first game Jungle Blue Kai 1? In Jungle Blue Kai 1, you have this alternate timeline where Cell, he absorbed Krillin and he's weaker. But with Star Wars, the Revenge of the Sith, it was so nice because you had a playthrough where you played as Obi-Wan, and you had a playthrough that played as Anakin, and there was the biggest what if possible. What if Anakin won versus Obi-Wan? He killed Palpatine, right? So yeah, so this is the huge one. So you had that, right? And to me, that was mind-boggling because it's like, holy shit, this is a completely different timeline. How much this changed, right? Now, it's to me, it's insane because that wasn't even my favorite game. My favorite game was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. From an artist speaking, but more so from a behind the scenes speaking. We're filming the nature court and we're filming some power playthrough. So we had a character. I don't even Starkiller. I don't remember the name of the characters. I don't remember the name of the actor. The actor somebody I really like. I'll be completely honest. As far as I'm a gamer, but I'm a gamer that likes to play game. That doesn't think about the behind the scene. As far as it goes, this is possibly one of my favorite voice actors because he's a nerd. He gave advice to the people of Star Wars. Like for example, he's saying, hey, there's a viral video where he's saying like Padme meeting Anakin's mom, and then this guy's like, no, they met already. Or there's this other scene where in the game you got Starkiller, which is Starkiller is the student or the Padawan of Darth Vader. It's complex, we'll get back to it. So what ended up happening is there's a scene where he's meditating and they're playing it very, very calmly. But then this guy comes in and this guy is very popular. He played as Deacon St. John. He played in Dexter as a copycat killer. And he's like, no, he learned to meditate from the Sith. He doesn't know meditate. He only knows anger. Now Starkiller, why this game was so special, why this game was life changing, was because every single game, from what I know, there's a Jedi that turns to a Sith. This is a very rare occasion, and that was decades ago, and I still remember the scene from the beginning. You play as Darth Vader, right? And with Darth Vader, what ended up happening is, it's like this planet, right? And there is the young Padawan, so Darth Vader as a secret apprentice, right? Now, I don't really remember, but in my mind, Darth Vader was going to be using Starkiller to kill Palpatine, right? To kill Palpatine. Because we know that, so it's complex, it's really complex. I don't know, a lot of people say Darth Vader is stronger than Anakin, and he has the better mastery of the Force. However, Anakin was a better sword fighter. Right? So who was the strongest? And I believe that Darth Vader couldn't kill Palpatine. Right? So then, what ended up happening is you have this character played again by this guy that I freaking adore. And he says, say that comes a Jedi. He meets a Jedi which has no eyes. Well, no eyes, he's blind. And then is slowly becoming a Jedi. Right? Now, this is incredible because what other game had a Sith becoming a Jedi? Now, technically speaking, there's a lot of them. Dark Revan became a Jedi. There's a lot of Sith that became Jedi. Right? But it's more rare versus a Jedi that becomes a Sith. Right? So then what happened is, my apologies. Such a lore for Star Wars. Such a lore. So what happened is, these games, why they were so life-changing to me, well, first of all, you could use the Force, you could fight, which was great. But it was the very first game where you could find some secrets. You could find some secret costume, secret Endo, secret crystal. You could completely customize your character. And then, the last game that I played was Star Wars, the Jedi Order, the Fallen Order, I don't remember. It's Star Wars Jedi Survivor, this is the next one. So the first game on PS4. And ultimately speaking, this is Star Wars and Disney trying to profit off the souls. This is what it is. But it's a really good game. Technically speaking, gameplay-wise, game mechanic-wise, this is the best because there's so much to do. Who doesn't like Cal Kestis? Cal Kestis is played by one of my favorite actors, which is Ian from Shameless or Joker from Gotham. Super talented, super kind. He looks like a good guy. But more so than that is, it's such a cool game because once again, there's a lot of Jedi left. So it's all a question of what you prefer. So yesterday we were talking about what we saw for videos, for movies. And one of my favorite is The Clone Wars because it's in between the second and the third. And my basic knowledge is the first movie, the second movie, the third movie. Right? There's next to nothing in between the first one and the second one. This is really good. So with the Jedi Survivor, it's kind of in between the third and the fourth, which is after the Order 66. That makes sense? Makes sense, I hope. So then what ended up happening is I fell in love with the context, but then compared to Force Unleashed, to me Force Unleashed was better. But it's still a really good game. Plus we got V2, which is amazing. I think a lot of people, myself included, realize the fact that Anakin had and again I'm gonna get so much hate for that I don't care. This is my opinion as a fan of the series. I think we loved R2D2, right? I think we like that. Anakin had R2D2 and he had C-3PO. And then people are going to say, I don't like C-3PO. Okay, well, C-3PO has a really important use. He knows language, a lot of language, right? Now there's the other guy that does that, and that's Jar Jar Binks. So you have a choice between C-3PO and Jar Jar Binks. Cool, I'm glad we can agree. So I think B2 kind of reproduce that, but just in a better way. B2 is a cool character. And then you got Cal who kind of dances with the, how can I say that? He kind of dances with the dark side. More than in the Jedi Survivor, which I haven't played. Because it's a PS5 exclusive, and we have a PS4. And that is my gaming experience with Star Wars. So my favorite's gonna be Star Wars Force Unleashed. Just a better card, just a better story. Just a better story, just more liberty. You know? Yeah, that's pretty much it. We love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Okay. Come back, I know I love you. Liar, no.
And I have a solution for both of us. If you don't enjoy this and you don't like it, get the fuck off the streams. Simple. Leave. Turn it off.
People killing, people dying. Don't link. It's your boy. Welcome to the commercial. Today we're having a wonderful 2025, not 25, 2025. Today we're doing videos about mental health. I know that I've been doing these a lot lately, but technically speaking, this will be a long video, so sit down, have a drink, enjoy yourself. I did a video 2 weeks ago, and I did a video on what kind of content we make, right? And then the kind of content we made, although it has no precise value, which is what I mean by no precise value. Well, actually quite simple. There's no precise value, and the fact that it's never the same. It's never the same, right? So it's something different, right? And there's one thing that's common, and I think that's common is me. So technically speaking, the content would be a normal guy, which is me, going through life, right? So right now, mental health is something that I'm really focused on because mine is so shitty. So yesterday something happened. I told you I had a rent. My janitor came in the apartment without my consent, gave me a bill and forced me to sign it. He was like, hey, you need to sign it right now. But I knew from last year, they did the same thing. No, I don't have to sign it right now, but he forced me. It was a really uncomfortable event, right? Now, ultimately speaking, my father's right, because I talked to my father yesterday, and my mom was like, hey, this happens, are you okay, right? This is shitty, but are you okay? And my father was like, he's not allowed to do that, but you have to be a man. And I was like, okay, well, technically speaking, this is a small event, and I'm super proud of myself for how I handled the situation. And it was a really, really, really weird context, actually, because for me, dealing with the situation in a positive fashion, or in a better fashion, to be honest, is completely weird. What I mean by that is actually quite simple. I am too soft in life, right? So, positively speaking, I'm taking the high road every single time. But then it allows certain people, or certain kind of people, to be able to take advantage of the kindness, which sucks. It completely sucks. However, there is one positive about it. There is one thing that's really positive about it. And the one that's really positive about it, right, is the fact that, you know what? Yesterday I did good. I stood up to him. I was like, hey, first of all, you're not allowed to come in the apartment. He said, oh, I'm sorry. Fuck you, you're sorry, you're not allowed. And then he said, you don't have to pay to sign the bills. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to sign it, right? And then he forced me, and then I went to close the door, and then he put his foot to block the door. So I signed it. But at the same time, I did talk back to him, which I would not have been able to do last year. Now, the important thing isn't that. The important thing is, I'm in a very weird circle. Why are we talking about this? Because this is the intro, a very bad intro, but an intro to the present subject. I've been having a lot of problem with mental health lately, and one of the escape that I found, one of the healing or therapy that I've been using is quite simple. One of the therapy I've been using is using social media as an escape. Now, ultimately speaking, it's something that you shouldn't do. Then I make videos and I talk about it, which is externalizing feeling, right? People watch it, some people don't watch it. I've been getting a lot of positive comments, which really helps into my, my psyche. And it's been one of the only, and I'm trying to be nice. One of the only therapeutic things. So I call my parents because we're close. I'm lucky I have good parents. But at the same time, they're already dealing with some shit, right? My mom, she's working 2 jobs because, she feels like she has to. My father, he's dealing with a lot because he's worried about me. And you see, my mom is, they're so different. My mom is like, hey, you have a problem, I'm gonna help you. My father is, oh, you have a problem, I'm gonna help you in some ways. But I'm not directly gonna help you, right? You have issue with Y, I'll help you with X. I'm still helping you. But then my father worries a lot. So although I am pretty honest and pretty open with them, and I do share when something bad happens, I do share it. I'm not going to be constantly putting them through a device of, hey, I have this problem, help me. Hey, I have this problem, help me. You see my mom, look at this. My mom, she wrote me a text. Dear Steph, because that's my name. I'm so happy that the social worker could help. I would like to help you more. You know that you can always count on me, and I will never let you down. She wrote that. I'm not lying. I'm so sad and worried for you. If I could take the pain and for you, I know that you're going through some shit. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I have faith in you. Everything will be okay. Well, ma, you made me cry. Thank you so much. We'll get through this together. We'll get you through this together. Bless you. I love you. You are doing already more that I could ever ask for. You're a blessing in my life. See, I know this gonna sound staged, but it's not. So my parents, I have this, and also at the same time, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be, again, I'm going to be regretting saying that, because I think that you kind of need to be that guy, but you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy that's always have problems and always saying, hey, help me, because that guy is not fun to be around with, right? But then if you need to be that guy, if you need to have your friends being there for you, that's important. So then, the reason why we're doing this is because yesterday, my mental health, it's kind of crazy. My mental health hasn't been great, but it hasn't been bad. So even though we're going through a lot of stuff, we're going through worries, we're going through loneliness, we're going through a lot right now, I'm able to stabilize it. I'm able to, even though we're at a -2 out of 10, the -4 out of 10, I'm able to get a 0. So we're not doing great, but we're doing okay. As long as I'm doing okay, we're good. And this has been really helping me. So yesterday, there was an event, and my father's right. The altercation wasn't a big deal because I stood up to him, right? That's already a good positive thing. But it was enough to not allow me to maintain myself at 0. it's like, okay, well, you took a financial hit, and then you're in the red, you're negative, right? Versus, you know what, you had money saved up, you had a negative financial hit, and because you have a negative financial hit, then you're back at a low dream, but you're still good. Now we're back at zero. Below zero. So yesterday I had a hard time dealing with this shit, and now we're facing a really rough subject, a really rough period where I find myself using this as a therapy. But yesterday, because of this, I didn't feel like making content. Because I didn't feel like making content, then because I didn't feel like making content, I didn't have access to this therapy that I'm doing, which is making content. And because I didn't have access to this therapy when in time of need, it's like having a shrink, right? And a shrink will see you once a week. Or then you have a really rough night and you call her and say, hey, I need to talk. And she's like, oh, okay, no problem. You know, because it's an emergency, right? So by seeing your shrink once a week, you're kind of able to maintain or stabilize your emotions. I feel like X, I feel like Y, I'm feeling like shit, here's why. Well, it's supposed to rhyme, but it did. So yeah, so because we haven't been able to do it, it was a really shitty nights, right? Because I wasn't able to do this. And then it opens up a new book or a new chapters or even a new concept of the self-dependability or the self-reliance. I'm dealing with bullshit. My parents are aware of it. They're helping me. But ultimately speaking, I'm responsible for my inner peace. I'm responsible for how I feel. We've been seeing a social worker. We've been taking antidepressant medication. Didn't talk about it a lot because some people will say, hey, dude, this is addictive. I know. Don't worry. I'm over it. I'm taking care of it, right? I'm over it in the sense of I'm managing everything. We're taking Trinitix, if you need to know. Trinitix, which is antidepressant medication. We had Zoloft, which didn't work. And we have Trinitix, which works. But this whole thing was from me, right? And now I'm realizing that I cannot take care of myself. And that's a hard thing to realize. In time of need, you need to be able to lean on people, you know? It's one thing to be super comfortable and being super happy. And now it's a really hard thing with people right now. And I have other people looking out for me, taking care of me, being friendly to me, being helpful to me. And I'm super fucking grateful. Yesterday, I spent like 40 minutes talking to Lucio Wolf. And he was super helpful. I love my hair like that. Now, ultimately speaking, the problem with those friends is I have good moments. In depression, we have good moments. You have bad moments and good moments. When I have those good moments and I feel lonely, I want to talk to people, right? So we're talking to people, and we're usually talking to people when I'm in a good mood. So the problem with my friends is it's hard for them to understand what I'm going through because I choose to only talk to people when I'm happy, right? So I'm okay, I'm here, right? I could be here, but I'm here, right? So I talk to you. But in reality, I'm not here. I'm actually down here. But you don't know that. So it's a really hard thing. Now, why am I making this video? Because this is me saying that I need to get my guard down. I need to have my guard down. I need to be able to rely on people more. Which is a really tough thing to do. You don't want to be reliant on people. You don't want to be the guy who's saying, hey, I need you, right? But at the same time, you want to be that guy that's able to say, you know what? Maybe my situation isn't that bad. Maybe me asking for help isn't far-fetched. Maybe me asking for help is the solution that I need. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid of asking for help. Stop fearing to be judged if asking for help. The truth is, again, this is the negative talking. Asking for help is actually amazing because you have those amazing friends that are there for you. And then you have those friends that are not there for you, right? And you don't want to test that out, but if it happens that you're in a situation where you can test it out, just do it. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Okay, good. We're back for some more content. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare myself to make a content. I have to call my friend because he called me today. Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to Welcome to the show. Good day, evening, well, because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th May 2025. Gonna be calling my friend. I have a couple of videos to film, but we're listening to King Cobra. We're uploading those two. Yeah, still hurt. That's pretty much it. Oh, monster. So let's go. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's freaking go, dude.
Like, my dad doesn't care that I want a sex doll, he doesn't, you know, but my dad straight up told me that, look, if you get a sex doll, you're gonna have a harder time getting a girlfriend, because women are creeped out by men having...
Tu as contesté les subventions avec le chômage?
J'ai tout fait, mon chum, mais avant, Roméka, fais-moi aide-moi un peu. Dis-moi, toi, qu'est-ce que t'as fait, toi? Toi, qu'est-ce que t'as fait?
Mais toi, est allé et contesté, dit que écrit le formulaire qui n'est pas d'accord avec tout ça. Hein?
Moi, j'ai fait les deux.
Fait les deux, ok, c'est bon.
Et toi?
Okay.
Toi?
Moi aussi.
Yes,
mais,
good.
J'attends déjà les résultats parce que moi, j'ai fait ça le 8 avril. Mais maintenant, 5 mai.
Mais, oui.
Pour les contestations, besoin un mois.
Et voilà. Mais Romik, c'est pas. Ça présent, OK? Si tu as reçu le 5 avril, si tu as reçu le 8 avril, OK? Mais que tu as appelé pour la contestation le 8, le 1 mois, c'est le 8. Si tu as appelé le 11 avril, tu as appelé. Le 1 mois, c'est 11 mai. C'est 1 mois après que tu as appelé.
OK, c'est bon.
Parce que quand tu appelles, tu dis « Je veux ouvrir le dossier ».
OK, c'est bon. C'est très bien, ça. C'est
Yes.
très bien.
Fait que...
Nous attendons les résultats.
OK. Moi, je te dis qu'est-ce que j'ai fait, OK? Premièrement, moi, j'ai appelé pour contester. Ils m'ont dit, OK, on va contester. Après, je me suis rendu au bureau.
Oui, moi, j'ai fait la même chose.
Parfait. Moi, maintenant, hein, moi, c'est une situation un peu spéciale parce que j'ai dit, écoutez, moi, c'est pas vous que je veux pas, c'est que je peux pas. C'est que c'est à Laval, j'ai un bail, je conduis pas. Là, ils m'ont dit, vous conduisez pas. Vous n'avez pas de voiture? J'ai dit non, malheureusement. Ils m'ont dit, c'est difficile pour vous.
OK, mais on va voir. Mais faites
oui, mais...
utilisez toutes les possibilités pour annuler ça.
Yes.
Canceller toutes les choses.
Yes. Mais comme je t'ai dit, moi, je suis de la même bateau que toi, mon chum. J'ai appelé, ils m'ont dit, OK, on va vous appeler d'ici 1 mois. Ils m'ont pas appelé. OK? J'ai fait, j'ai fait les démarches pour faire une contestation. Contestation, c'est fait. Mais il faut qu'ils m'appellent pour information.
OK, c'est tout. La même chose, moi aussi.
Toi aussi, hein? Mais t'as aucune nouvelle, mon homme? T'as aucune nouvelle?
Aucune nouvelle.
Shit, c'est... Ouais. Mais est-ce que tu as appelé pour prendre au cas où? Parce que qu'est-ce que la fille m'a dit? Ça, c'est important. Qu'est-ce que la fille m'a dit? C'est que si tu donnes un peu si tu rembourses un peu de la dette, OK, on va dire exemple, OK? Exemple, tu donnes 1000 $. Exemple, OK? Puis là, eux, ils t'appellent et ils disent, Monsieur Romik Pastoulov, on s'excuse, il y a erreur, ils te remboursent 1000 $.
OK, mais moi, je n'ai pas commencé à retourner d'argent.
OK.
J'ai déjà eu le chèque.
Oui.
Pour chaque mois retourner. Mais moi, j'ai rappelé, le bureau dit, OK, c'est pas problème, attendre 2 semaines après ça, voir les résultats.
Oui.
Après ça, tu vas négocier laquelle somme tu veux retourner ça.
Et voilà. Moi, j'ai déjà fait ça. Moi, c'est fait. Moi, je dois 13 000 $, OK? 13 000 $. Mon montant... Oui, je t'écoute.
Combien de dollars pour moi tu es capable? Parce que moi, j'ai dit...
Non. Non. C'est eux qui te disent combien tu dois donner. C'est eux qui disent... Ils m'ont dit, 275.
Oui, mais moi, j'ai dit que je suis capable de pas faire ça.
OK.
J'ai dit moins.
OK. Ça, c'est 250?
Moi, j'ai dit 150.
Parfait, OK. Si eux t'ont dit OK, Romik, c'est OK, pas de problème.
Mais je ne vais pas commencer à retourner d'argent.
Non, c'est pas grave ça. C'est pas grave ça.
J'attends les résultats.
Et voilà.
Après, voir les résultats, après ça, on va voir qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire.
Mais là, moi, j'ai une mauvaise nouvelle pour toi. J'ai une grosse mauvaise nouvelle. Là. Quand j'ai appelé la première fois, ils m'ont dit, monsieur, on vous appelle maximum 30 jours. Après, quand je suis allé au bureau, ils m'ont dit maximum 2 ans.
2 semaines?
Non, 2 ans. 2 années.
Quoi, 2 années? 2 années fait en analyse?
Non, enquête.
12 ans pour faire analyse?
Analyse, mais eux, ils appellent ça enquête. Mais oui, c'est analyse.
OK, c'est bon.
Oui.
Mais on va te donner un courant.
Mais moi, je te dis, j'ai appelé, j'ai fait les mêmes démarches que toi. Moi, c'est sûr que j'ai appelé plusieurs fois, j'ai appelé 2-3 fois. Je me suis rendu, toi, t'es allé où? Moi, je suis allé à de l'église, Verdun. Tu es allé là, toi aussi? Tu es allé à Verdun?
Oui.
Parce qu'à Notre-Dame de Grâce, le plus proche, c'est Verdun.
OK, mais regarde, c'est une situation qui maintenant, pour moi, je peux te dire, et on attend.
Voilà.
Ça veut dire stop.
Et voilà, parfait.
Ok, attends les résultats.
OK, mais là, qu'est-ce qui est important, c'est que tout le monde dise que c'est la faute, parce que moi, j'ai dit que c'est la faute à Diane Leclerc. J'ai pas dit la faute à Mihai, j'ai pas dit la faute à Metra, j'ai dit Diane Leclerc parce que c'est elle.
Et oui, c'est ça. C'est normal qu'il a fait toutes les stupidités. Normal qu'il a fait ça.
Exact. Parce que c'est elle, ressources humaines, c'est personne d'autre, là.
Moi, je me rappelais les filles, Nicolas et Moldovan. Elle veut engager
Avocat.
des notes de travail, avocats, des notes de travail.
Oui, des normes de travail, ouais. Parce que si on fait avocat, c'est un recours collectif. Collectif, c'est...
Oui, c'est ça.
OK, parfait. C'est parfait, ça. Parce que, comme je te dis, recours collectif, parce que si tu m'as dit, oui, mais mon chum, je dois avoir une dette, OK, Romic, peut-être que ça fait erreur. Mais là, c'est combien? C'est 9 gars? 9 gars, 10 gars? C'est combien de personnes? C'est 10 gars.
Oui.
C'est pas normal.
Oui,
que tout le monde a compris la même chose.
Absolument.
Tout le monde a fait erreur. C'est pas normal. Mais en même temps, Romic, moi, qu'est-ce que je te dis? Moi, je suis pas expert, je suis pas avocat. Moi, je connais pas. J'ai été dit, les démarches que j'ai faites, si ça marche, tant mieux. Si ça marche pas, qu'est-ce que je te dis, mon chum?
OK. Tu attends une nouvelle. Moi aussi, j'attends les résultats des contestations.
Mais c'est pour ça que je t'ai pas appelé, parce que tu m'as dit, si tu as des nouvelles, appelle-moi. Mais j'ai pas de nouvelles encore. Je suis tout le temps en attente.
Immédiatement, je vais te dire, quand j'ai une nouvelle, je vais te dire immédiatement quel est le résultat.
Mais toi, tu es stressé,
On va
là?
voir après.
Toi, tu es stressé, mon homme?
Oui.
Mais normal, je comprends.
Mais je suis très stressé parce que...
Mais c'est combien que tu dois, toi? Toi, tu dois combien?
Quoi?
Toi, tu dois combien?
Tu dois retourner combien?
Et voilà.
12 665.
Et le pire, tu m'as dit, c'est Zéphyr?
Zéphyr, je ne sais pas combien.
OK.
Toi, combien?
13 202.
Mais c'est la base, combien de semaines tu as eu le chômage?
45.
Moi, je vais 19 semaines.
Mais voilà, c'est normal que tu as moins que tu dois moins. C'est normal, c'est normal ça. OK. Mais comme je t'ai dit, mon chum, maintenant, malheureusement, hein, pas faire grand-chose, mon chum. Je te dis, Romic, je te dis, c'est bureau, c'est démocratie, c'est bureaucratie, c'est beaucoup de facilaba, you sure?
Absolument.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux faire? Mais comme je t'ai dit, mon chum, au moins, dans le dossier, OK, tu es marqué, OK, oui, j'ai fait la contestation. Quand tu es allé au centre, ils t'ont mis une étampe, right?
OK.
Est-ce qu'ils t'ont mis une étampe?
Quoi?
Est-ce qu'ils t'ont mis une étampe?
Je n'ai pas bien compris.
C'est comme un sticker, c'est comme un collant qui dit « OK, oui, je suis contesté ».
Oui, j'ai
Parfait.
contesté.
Yes. Good. Parce qu'il faut que tu prouves que tu as contesté.
Oui, pour moi, chaque personne, tout le monde nous sommes. Moi, j'ai dit tout à fait comme ça. Raoul aussi, les filles de Moldovan aussi, le Grigor aussi.
Il reste Mariano un petit peu, il reste Zéphyr, il reste moi, il reste toi.
Zéphyr aussi, la lettre?
Non, Zéphyr, il m'a rien dit. Il m'a pas appelé. Non, il m'a pas appelé. Tu veux que je l'appelle?
Non.
OK.
Mais aussi, Mariano, moi, je n'ai pas de communiquer avec
Mais
Mariano.
Mariano, c'est différent parce que Mariano, c'est juste 4 mois. Il a pris juste 4 mois. Fait que lui, c'est quoi? Lui, c'est 6 000 $. Même pas, c'est 5 000, je pense. C'est pas beaucoup, là. Parce que moi, normalement, par 2 semaines, j'ai 880. J'ai 880 x 2, ça fait 1700. X 4, ça fait 6 800 $.
OK, bien, Stéphane. Mais on va être en courant.
Promis, mon chum, promis.
OK.
Merci, Romic. Romic, merci de prendre soin de ça. Merci beaucoup, mon chum.
Salut, mon ami.
Bonne soirée.
Ciao.
Oh, Romic. Si je... Oui, Romik, écoute, t'as fait pas. Si moi je trouve travail, mon chum, j'essaie de trouver pour toi aussi.
Ok, merci beaucoup.
Parce que Zef, il travaille déjà, mais toi, c'est mon voisin. Fait que si je trouve travail, j'ai essayé beaucoup Carrefour en Grignon.
Ben, moi, je préfère travailler dans la Chine parce que c'est proche.
Ouais, mais Carrefour, Romik, Carrefour, là, c'est La Salle, c'est pas loin.
Carrefour.
En Grignon.
C'est passe pour Tim Hortons?
Oui, c'est. Tu sais, quand tu vas chez PCT, continue, après, il y a un pont. C'est après le pont.
Ok, c'est bon, merci. Si il y a une nouvelle, je vais me donner. Si
Yes.
il y a une nouvelle, c'est qu'elle sorte au faire pour le travail, moi aussi.
Merci, mon chum. Merci.
Salut, mon ami.
Allez, ciao. So now, we're gonna have to call Zephyr. Unde Zephyr? He's a very nice guy. You can tell Romik is a nice guy, but he hasn't spoken French in a while because he's talking in Slovakian. So it's a bit harder for him to talk. And French. It's okay, you mean you don't talk French or English for months. It's gonna affect you for sure. Okay, so, unde est Zephyr? Voilà, Zephyr. Monster. Salut Zephyr, ça va bien?
Hey, ça va?
Oui, toi?
Oui, ça va.
As-tu reçu ta lettre, mon chum? Parce que là, j'ai appelé quelques gars pour savoir qu'est-ce qui se passe. Tu dormais, mon chum, hein? Désolé.
Non, j'ai pas dormi.
Ok. Est-ce que tu as reçu ta lettre? Tu as reçu la lettre?
Non, jamais.
T'as pas reçu? Ok, dis rien. Tu dis rien, Zephyr. Tu dis jamais rien.
Non. Et toi,
Good.
c'est qui se passe?
Ah, Zephyr, c'est terrible, mon chum. C'est les corruptions extrêmes canadiennes. J'ai appelé pour contester. J'étais au bureau. Là, le dossier est sous attente. Il est sous attente de révision.
Le dossier est sous attente de révision?
Et voilà.
Tu parlais avec quelqu'un?
Oui, j'étais au bureau, Zef. J'ai appelé, j'étais au bureau.
Oh, ok, tu as appelé au bureau?
Non, j'ai appelé et j'ai été au bureau. Les deux.
Oh, toi, tu es allé au bureau?
Uh-huh.
Le bureau était où?
C'est compliqué, mon chum. C'est Verdun. C'est à côté de...
À Montréal?
Et nous, c'est la Chine. Après la Chine, c'est La Salle. Après La Salle, c'est Verdun.
Ok.
Zef. 35 minutes de voiture? Mais c'est proche, ça fait pas. Fait que j'ai été rencontré. Là, ils m'ont dit, OK, votre document est sous révision. Fait que là, le gouvernement, qu'est-ce qu'il a dit, c'est que ça va prendre... La révision, ça peut prendre partout de... Minimum, c'est 1 mois. Maximum, c'est 2 ans.
Oh, ok.
Il dit, si vous remboursez 13 000, parce que moi, je dois 13 000. Moi, c'est 13 000. Si vous remboursez et on dit que vous n'êtes pas coupable, on vous rembourse.
Ok.
Là, j'ai parlé avec Romik, les gars, ils veulent faire un recours collectif.
Oh, les gars, ils vont faire un recours collectif?
Ben, Zephyr, c'est pas le choix, mon chum. Parce que sinon, c'est la compagnie contre une personne, c'est beaucoup, là. Eux, c'est avocat, eux, c'est tout, mon chum. Eux, c'est l'argent, là. Nous, c'est petit bonhomme, tu comprends?
Est-ce que le Romik t'est pas allé au bureau, non?
Oui. Oui, Romik est allé au bureau, oui. Raoul est allé au bureau. La femme, pas Nicolas, mais la femme de Nicolas, parce que la femme de Nicolas, elle parle français.
Ok.
Elle est allée au bureau. Mais tout le monde, Zef, il n'y a pas de réponse. Tout le monde, c'est sous révision, c'est sous étude.
Oh, pas de réponse, c'est sous révision.
Ouais. La réponse, mon chum, ça va être long, là.
Est-ce qu'en parlant de révision, il me demandait pour pouvoir continuer à payer en attendant ou sinon attendre de révision?
Ça dépend, parce que normalement, c'est attendre de révision, tu payes. OK? Sauf que, admettons, tu payes chaque mois. Si eux t'appellent dans 2 semaines et que tu n'as pas payé encore, tu ne payes pas. Mais il faut quand même que tu payes.
Quand même, il faut commencer à payer.
Oui. Mais tu viens d'entendre, Zef, l'entente de Romik, c'est 250$ par mois.
Combien?
C'est 150$ par mois. OK? Moi, c'est 275.
75.
200
275.
par mois. Ouais, mais Zef, moi, j'ai pas d'enfants. Toi, t'as des enfants. Toi, t'as la voiture. C'est beaucoup d'argent, tu comprends? Moi, c'est correct, là, ça me dérange pas.
Est-ce que toi, tu as commencé à payer?
J'ai commencé hier.
Mais si tu ne payes pas, est-ce que lui met intérêt ou non? Si
Oh, non, lui, c'est saisi. Alors, eux, qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire? On va dire, Zéphiret Lichelet, tu dois 15 000. Ils vont voir tout ce que tu as, tous tes objets, la voiture, la télévision, le sofa, le lit. Ils vont voir la valeur et ils vont tout confisquer. Et après, ils vont dire, OK, c'est maintenant la dette est finie. Ah, c'est terrible, c'est des requins, Zéphyr. Mais Zeph, si vous n'avez pas reçu la lettre, mon chum, ça c'est secret. Dites-le pas. Dites pas à personne que vous n'avez pas reçu la lettre. Parce que tant que vous n'avez pas reçu la lettre, vous n'avez pas connaissance de la dette. Sans connaissance de dette, il n'y a pas possibilité de payer la dette.
Oui, c'est ça.
Maintenant, Zeph, moi, si moi je te donne un conseil, OK? Je suis comme mon frère, moi je te donne un conseil, OK? Dis rien, attends. Si les gars, ils font recours collectif, participe. Sinon, tu dis rien. Parce que si toi, tu reçois la lettre dans... Si toi, tu reçois la lettre dans 2 mois, puis tu commences à payer dans 2 mois, nous, peut-être moi, peut-être Romy, peut-être Raoul, on a la réponse pour dire, OK, oui, vous n'avez pas de dette.
Ouais,
parce que Diane, elle nous a fait un mauvais coup, Zéphyr. Elle a fait une bandit.
Oui, c'est ça.
C'est terrible. Mais moi, je pense qu'on ne doit pas d'argent, mon chum. Si on ne doit pas d'argent, ils vont rembourser, mais il faut payer. Parce que sinon, il va y avoir intérêt, il va y avoir problème. C'est terrible. OK? Fais garder bonne chance. Bonne chance, mon homme. Je sais pas quoi dire. J'espère que ça va bien aller. Mais il faut garder espoir.
Ouais.
On garde espoir, OK?
Oui, c'est bon, c'est bon.
Tu me tiens au courant, Zef, s'il te plaît?
Oui, je te dis.
Yes, merci beaucoup.
Allez.
Bonne soirée.
Merci à vous, John.
Ciao. Okay. He didn't receive the paper. He didn't receive the bill yet. So now... Aïe, aïe, aïe. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Ouais, Zef, c'est encore moi. Je suis désolé, mon homme. Hey, j'ai une nouvelle horrible pour toi. Zef, t'as un gros problème, mon chum. Post Canada, ils font grève.
Ça commence quand?
Je sais pas. Mais
oui,
si...
écoute, ça va commencer.
Oh, Zef, si c'est eux qui ont ta lettre, c'est foutu, mon chum. Shit.
C'est terrible.
Shit. C'est eux qui ont ta lettre, mon chum. Moi, j'ai reçu par Post Canada.
Oh, par Post Canada?
Oui. Oh, shit, Zef. Là, c'est peut-être des problèmes. Ils vont dire que tu as reçu et tu n'as pas payé.
Non, les gars, c'est pas encore commencé.
Tu vas commencer encore? OK, moi, je pensais que c'est commencé. OK, si c'est pas commencé, c'est correct. OK. Désolé, mon chum. Ouf.
C'est bon.
Bonne chance.
Merci.
Ciao. So he didn't receive the paper, but then we have this mail delivery services in Canada called Post Canada, which is Canada Post, and they're manifesting. They're on strike. They're on strike. Yeah. They're on strike. So if he didn't receive the letter, maybe they have it. So he didn't receive the paper. The other guy, Romik, he's doing well, but fuck, he's a bit worried, which is normal, It's revision. Not one of the guy had an answer yet. Not one of the guy had an answer. So we'll see how it goes. But at the same time, I did what I could. For me, I think I'm gonna be okay because I don't drive. For the other guy, because you have to prove that you were not able to work. I can prove it because I cannot drive. Can they prove them because they all drive? I don't know. But now this is kind of bad because with Zeph not receiving the paper, they're gonna tell him, hey, you received the paper, you just didn't care. And now Zeph, he has to prove that he didn't receive the paper on time. And then Rumika, he already, but Rumika is good. Rumika is good because Rumika, he called, he took care of everything. He did the same thing that I did, which is the best thing you could do. However, he doesn't want to pay, so. There'll be some consequences, guys. There'll be some consequences.
Blink, blink. If you have it.
Don't blink, it's your Blink. Welcome to our show. You guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th May 2025. So we're just starting to make videos. We actually started a while ago that I have to call some of your friends for because I got a call this morning from a guy that's in the same situation for the debt as I am. So we had to call each other. Then I had to call another guy. It took some time, but hey, at least this is okay. We'll talk about it, what happened. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another show, welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well, because are having a wonderful day on this 5th May 2025. This is a very short video. A general thank you. In life I'm a grateful person, and I tend to find reason to be grateful at any situation. One of the reasons I'm grateful for, yes, it is harder mentally. We're going through some stuff, right? I'm not gonna talk about this, I'm gonna say thank you. Because even though I'm going through some stuff, I'm seeing people that got my back. I'm seeing people that are supportive. I'm seeing people that cared about me. I'm seeing people that are really there for me. You guys are killing it. I've been getting more and more support via comments on YouTube, on TikTok, on well, that's the two I use. So super grateful for that. You see, it's not how hard shit hits the fan. People say often you get back up, right? But that's one of the things. The other thing is, it's not how hard the shit hits the fan, or how hard you fall. It's seeing who's still besides you. You know, I had people that really showed up for me, and you know, it's at time this moment of trial, this depression, has helped me a lot. You know, and I'm gonna sound like such an asshole, but it doesn't really. I think it matters, but it doesn't matter as much when you're okay, when you don't need help, and people still shows up and say, "Hey, let me help you." I think that's amazing because you got people that are there for the great days, but for the rainy days, who is still there? You know, that's something else. And I feel like this is a blessing in disguise. I'm realizing that, you know, I got people that got my back. My parents are super supportive. They've been supportive my whole life, but you know, never had I a situation like that, right? The first depression, they didn't even notice because I wasn't talking to one or the others. The second depression, they were there, but the second depression, it's complicated. So the second depression lasted 2 months. Now the second depression was it completely healed? No. Then we had a third depression that happened in October, and you know, they didn't even know, and now we have the depression, and now they know, they're being super supportive, right? So it's a blessing. It's a blessing once again. And my parents, I knew they were gonna be there, but how much they were making it easier, you know? and just a great time. So, people that showed up, thank you. For people that didn't show up, thank you so much. And no matter what happened, I'm not gonna give up. So, here's to us keeping on fighting. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the commercial. Welcome to another 5th May 2025 video. Today we're doing a update. So if you guys didn't know, I'm gonna keep you guys updated on everything. So about a month ago, I received a paper from the mail, from the government that said, hey, you owe us X amount of cash, right? And this X amount of cash, you have to pay it back. So this was part of why I'm depressed right now. Did updates. So a lot of things changes, a lot of things that they changed. It's weird because I don't do an update for everything that changed, but it's, somebody called me from work today, my boy Romike, and he asked me what was new, and I found myself having so much to say, and I'm like, dude, how come do you have so much to say? Because it's very small instances, but it's still as a whole something bigger. So what happened? Well, the first thing that we did when we had the depression, well, when we had the bill, was we talked to our parents. I saw my father, we called. Then we went to the office, so-called, to say contested, which was the first thing to do. Contested, say, I am not agreeing with your decision. And then we went to the place, and then they were saying like, hey, what can we do? How can we say that we contested? Finally, what they're saying is, I gotta tell you if we approve the decision right now or not. What I can say is your contestation, or the fact that you contest, is well registered, right? So it went through. We don't have a positive answer, we don't have a negative answer for you. However, it is a case of we're fixing, and people, as long as they're knowing that I'm contesting, that's good, because now even if you're not guilty, it's like going to court and you're not guilty, but you're saying, oh, I'm guilty. So you have to say, hey, I'm not guilty. And they might still put you in jail for that, but then who knows the ending? Then we had our first payment on the 4th, which was yesterday. Even though, so the amount that I had to pay was $13,202. I had to pay $275 yesterday. So $275 per year is 2750 plus 500, 2750 plus 500, 2750 plus 500, that's $3,250 per year. Do 13,000 divided by 3,000. So it's gonna take me 3 to 4 years to pay back, right? So what they told me is, if you're guilty, if we found you guilty, you'll pay, and if we find you not guilty, everything that you pay will reimburse you. Now the great thing is, mistakes happen, right? So even if see, it's complex. I could be saying, hey, you fucked me over, I want interest, or I want, but then they're not charging me interest if I pay less. Like, for example, they're saying, like, they were very forthcoming working with me. They were saying, like, hey, if there's a problem paying this month, just call us, we'll give you a delay, or we'll lower the amount that you can pay. That is a debt, there's no interest, so that's good. However, we still owe money. That's for me. I guess I could say, with some music, why we contested. We said that we still had a lease on, and I would have to cancel, which would cost some money, which is not true. We said you were not able to get there because it was driving. Now, it is doable by bus. It is doable by bus, but it's 2 hours and 15. It's in between. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's between 2 hours and 15 and 3 hours, and 2 hours and a half. And it's too far to go, right? So I was able to say, hey, I'm not driving. So this is what happened. Now, we had some news because the guy called me today. We're a couple of guys that did the same thing that I did, which was apparently the only thing that you can do. So calling, contesting, and taking a deal. The deal is how much you pay per month, sorry. Now, the great thing is, and that is the ultimate great thing, so we're starting to see positive, where everybody went there, right? They didn't go together, but still. Now, not a single person said, yes, I owe money. So this is good. This is good because we each have a different file or different document. I think file is better. We each have different files, but we're still in the same like class action lawsuit, because that's the guy what they want to do that. So we still got fucked over by the same company. So if everybody says, hey, they said this. First of all, it looks like it's more believable. So there's this trick. We were watching Last of Us yesterday, and there's this trick in Last of Us where one of the guys, you say, hey, where is this? He's gonna draw a circle. Then you have the other guy, he said, hey, where is this? And if they draw the two of the same circle at the same place, it is a good place. So if everybody tells the same story, it's more believable. Now, technically, it's not a story, it's the truth, right? I've said it once, I'm gonna say it again. It isn't normal that we are 11 people that understood the same thing, right? So then the guys that came in, everybody has taken a deal to pay each month because nobody could pay the amount that they ask. Like I said, some of the guys, they owe 10,000, some of the guys, they owe 15,000, I owe 13,202. But yeah, so that's some great news. Now, ultimately speaking, I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer that you're looking for. I don't know if I'm considered guilty or not. Now, I did tell you that I went to, why is it not working? Did I? Ain't you dumb? You shut off the sound on your headphones. So, we're watching Cobra GFS Wendy Saga, which is great. So then what they said was, you know, it's gonna be under review. They said that when I'm gonna do a complaint, the minimum it will take is 30 days, and the maximum will take is 2 years. I did say that if I pay money and I do not owe money, we're gonna be okay. However, there's a big chance that it takes 2 years, and by 2 years I would have paid a large amount. Now the great thing is I can decide to pay more than that. I can pay, for example, a month I decide to pay $700, you know, and I'm like, hey bro, this makes it a lot less time, because it's not the amount of time that it takes, it's the amount of cash that you owe. So you have to pay the amount, which is 13,200. I could do it. Do I have a calculator nearby? Okay. It won't be long. It won't be on too long. This is great news. It feels good to talk to people that have the same problem as me. I'm thankful for everybody that's helping you. But if there's a person in your situation, you know. So 225. They're saying 48. 48 is 40 years. Yeah. It's 4 years. It's 48 months. 4 years. Holy shit. I've been paying in 2020, 2030. Yeah. I don't know. It does feel good that we're... I said something to someone last... I'm getting a lot more comments on the YouTube, which is great. I'm super thankful for that, because this is where I'm going to monetize my stuff. There was this person saying, hey, I'm depressed too. And I was like... And I wrote something, and I don't know if he understood what I meant. But I said, I'm happy that we're in the same boat. Because it feels less lonely, you know? You know? Like, it's like... and we're watching a lot of Curb Your Enthusiasm, so that's also helped. It's like this one guy who's single, and he has 7 friends that are in couple. Or, yeah, in couple is a good word. They're in relationship. Because you can be a throuple, you can be a quadruple. I don't know if something, well, there's polyamory. But for somebody to understand you, they have to be single themselves. That's what it takes, you know? So then they'll understand, like, oh, hey, this guy's in the same situation as I am. He should be able to understand what I'm going through. That is pretty much it. To be completely honest, I'm kind of thankful. It's so weird because I'm not thankful that this is going on, but I'm thankful that I'm not alone. I'm pissed off that this happened, but I'm thankful that we managed to get out of it. You know? First month is paid, which is 1 out of 48, which is about 2% of what I owe. Right? It's more than 2%, but barely. I think it's like 2.3%. I don't know. But yeah. And we're gonna end the video here. Love you guys. Take it easy. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Guys are doing well because we're having a wonderful day. Today we're doing a review on this 5th May 2025. We're doing a review that is kind of crazy, and it's Jeepers Creepers, right? So Jeepers Creeper is a... Okay, first of all, when I say I'm doing the review of Jeepers Creepers, I'm talking about the first and the second movie. There's a third movie which is Jeepers Creeper 3. The Jeepers Creeper 3 was released in 2017. Jeepers Creeper 1 and Jeepers Creeper 2 were 2001, 2002. Right? So for me, it's not the same. And there's the Jeepers Creepers Resurrection. We're going to be doing the first and the second one because these are movies that I enjoy. So before we even start, I got a funny story. I was in grade 7, which we call the high school, the first year of high school, sophomore in high school. Is it sophomore or junior? I don't know. I think it's sophomore for young and senior for older. I think that's what they say. Once again, I'm French, right? So then what ended up happening was I had this crush on this one girl, Sibylle Dufour. Little French girl. Sibylle. It was such a weird story. Sibylle. I know it's a review on Jeepers Creeper, but I have to talk about it because this is a Jeepers Creeper situation. Sibylle wasn't... I don't think I was in love with Sibylle, but she was the first girl that I saw who wore G-string. She was very sexual for somebody that was 14 years old. I was 13, so she was a MILF. So I think I was in love with the idea of sexuality, and she, in my mind, represent that sexuality. And Sibylle, that is the weirdest thing. That is the completely weird thing. She took 2 of my friends and blew them in a parking lot. Again, at 14 years old. I'm not judging her. I think she's super cool. Yeah, this is a bit too much information, right? She was the easy one, right? And I had this mentality of I'm in the friend zone, but it'll work. Eventually, what happened is the summer comes, and she's coming to my house almost every single day. But then she started bringing guys over, and I'm like, I'm not really okay with you bringing guys. She's like, oh, sorry. So then the very first day that we were together, only me and her, I lost my virginity. Now Sibylle, how much I loved her, she loved horror movie and I didn't like it. But it's weird because she liked horror movie like Jeepers Creepers. She likes really old horror movie that weren't that scary. So I lost my virginity. I think it's the day I watched Jeepers Creeper for the first time, or the day after, that I remember Jeepers Creeper because I remember the scene where he has Justin Longskin, and he has his eye in the belly button hole. So yeah, pretty sensational movie for me. I'm sorry about the whole story. There's a lot of information. Poor girl. I hope you don't think I'm slut shaming her. Nor should you. Please don't slut shame people. Everybody should be able to embrace their sexuality, no matter what it is. Sexuality is a extension of love, and love is the most beautiful of emotions. You wanna shame people? Shame yourself first. So Jeepers Creeper, what it is? Jeepers Creeper is part of these very, very weird movies. So I for some freaking reason, the 80s had a lot of slasher movie, right? So when you think about slasher, you think about there's 2 main slasher. I think there's 3, but people will say 2. So the main slasher are possibly Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, right? Now, ultimately speaking, that's not true. There's also Friday the 13th, which is Michael Myers. Now, why is it different? Michael Myers is a normal guy that's fucking shit of evil. Freddy Krueger is a spawn of the devil, and Jason Voorhees is a magic guy. Now, I like to add Chucky, because Chucky is also a slasher, but the Chucky is different because Chucky is more like a comedy than a scary movie. The craziest thing with Nightmare on Elm Street and Crystal Lake, Friday the 13th Crystal Lake, is that they're kind of scary, but they're kind of goofy. Like, there's a lot of Freddy moments that are goofy, very goofy, and people laugh at these movies, you know? Special, very special. But in these movies, there's also another subclasses of killers. One of those killers happen to be It the Clown. So why am I talking about It the Clown? Why am I talking about Jason Voorhees? Why am I talking about X? What am I talking about? So many things. Because Jeepers Creeper has next to no lore. Freddy Krueger, a lot of lore. Charles Lee Ray, a lot of lore. The Clown of It, a lot of lore, right? Jason Voorhees, a lot of lores. Jeepers Creeper, next to none. So the Jeepers Creeper is the creature that comes back every 23 years, right? Just like the It Clown come back every 27 years. Little coincidence. And he feeds, right? So the thing with the two movies is you get to know next to nothing about it. So the very first movie, what is really, really, really cool is you find this person, this creature, and you don't know what's up, and then you actually like fight it, and then that's just it. Then in the second one, we hear a little bit more of Jeepers Creepers. We know how he works, and what is kind of cool is they had this very Chucky effect. So I'm gonna compare a lot to Chucky because that's my blueprint for slasher. So they realized that they had a good slasher, and then they monetized on the slasher. So Jeepers Creeper is just the fact that you don't know next to nothing about him. Justin Long, which is the guy from so many movies, from Accepted, from Tusk. I fucking love Justin Long. Huge fan of him. And he's Canadian, so that helps. So what ended up happening was Justin Long is this kind of guy, and he's a kind of badass. And what I like about this story is it's always like so many people with those, it's just those two, right? Now, my problem with Jeepers Creepers is the first Jeepers Creeper, the Jeeper reacts in a way, the second one he doesn't react in a way. But what happened is the second one, they realize how much people love the Jeepers Creepers or the Creeper in himself. So they monetize on the fact that, okay, let's put more importance on him. But the Jeepers Creeper in the first movie, it's more so about this. It's such a good movie. There's more importance on the first, on the creature, right? But all in all, it's only about Jeepers Creeper. It's only about that. So technically speaking, there's one person that can help them, but she's deemed crazy. I don't know if you can believe her. There's this other person that can help them, and she's not afraid of the Jeepers Creeper, but she gets killed, right? And then they end up at a police station, and he kills everybody. And the second one is actually way better. The second one is actually kind of fucking perfect. So the second one is a school bus, right? And it's so fucking cool because what ended up happening is on the bus there's a psychic. She's psychic, she has psychic ability. She doesn't know it yet, but that's how they know the Jeepers Creepers. So then you really see it. So the Jeepers Creeper goes in and he's gonna be like, okay, well, I like you. Now, the craziest thing is we got an official Creeper hunter. And that's something we don't have with Freddy Krueger, we don't have with Jason Voorhees. None of them have that. Right? So that's one. That's two. I thought it was really cool because in the second one, you know, there's so many like subjects. There's racism, right? So there's racism, for example, there's the guy say, hey, it should be that group that dies, right? Or it should be, and there's just these ideas that are explored. If I can save my own ass, how far am I willing to go to save my own asses? You know? But then ultimately speaking, we get a lot more information on Jeepers Creepers. We get a lot more information on the Creeper. Now, my problem with the second movie, it feels very, very boring. So in the first one, it's a car chase. Well, not a car chase, but he's chasing the two. So the Okay, so it's complex. So the Jeepers Creeper is like a hunter, and he caught the smell of the character of Justin Long, which is the main character, right? So he caught the smell, and then he wants to hunt it. And the second one, he's only out every 23 years. So he has a school bus full of children, and he have way more than what's needed to eat, you know? So yeah, and the second one, it feels a bit more boring because they're in a school bus. So they're in a school bus. Are we staying in the school bus? Are we getting out of the school bus? Are we running away? What are we supposed to do, right? And you just go back in and out. But it's really well made. There's really cool scene. So that's with Jeepers Creeper. It's a great movie. Technically speaking, it's nuts because Jeepers Creeper biggest flaw is his biggest strength. You see other slasher movies that have way more lore, way more, right? Way more, to a degree where you're like, holy shit, there's a whole. I don't know if you guys understand, okay? But just Jason Voorhees. Go on Wikipedia and write Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th novel. There's over 12 novels. Nightmare on Elm Street. There's so many of them. So, not about getting the lore. And when you understand the lore, I think it's becoming a bit boring, right? But one and all, it's actually pretty good. Because you're in a position of, okay, well, I understand everything. With Jeepers Creepers, you can just go mindlessly, watch a 2 movie. They're about an hour and a half each. It's an afternoon, you're done. You couldn't watch, technically speaking, you could do a marathon of Friday 13, but I don't think you would be finished. Because I had this guy, and he's the 80s slasher librarian, and he reads them. But even then, one of the book of Jason Voorhees, which is Friday 13, will be 8 hours. So they're great to listen, but you don't want to spend like a week listening to that, right? That's pretty much it. So that's your Jeepers Creeper review. Love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the commentary show. We're doing well on this 5th May 2025. Today we're talking more about. I have to check that I have enough battery. What are we going through? 29%. We're still Gucci, dude. 25 minutes. We're still extremely Gucci. So, today we're talking about G Eternal, which is the Gundam application that came out last week. I gotta say, it is phenomenal. Gotta say, it is so freaking good. And I know I did a little video, but then I was like, no, I like this game so much. I like this game so much that I'm truly gonna be giving out a proper review. So Gundam, like I said in the first video, am I supposed to do like a second video, or am I supposed to... Here's the second video. So here's a recap of the first video. My apologies. We don't know much about the first. We don't know much about anything from Gundam. There's a lot of. Let's go with negative first. Then we'll go with positive. There's a ton of Gundam, but they all look kind of alike. There's a lot of fighter that you can choose. And the fighter you can choose that is actually quite nice is. This is so complex. I think I have to restart from 0. So we started to play. This is my second thought of G Eternal. We started playing a game called G Eternal, which is a Gundam application. Here's my first and second thought of it. I think it's a great game. So let's get into a review if you don't mind. I mentioned before having next to no knowledge on Gundam. And when I said that, I meant it. I have next to no knowledge. I know what a Gundam is supposed to look like. I know exactly what it's supposed to look like. But do I know more than that? Not really. This is as far as my knowledge go. So we're playing this game, and the very first thing that you notice is how much content there is. There's pages after pages after pages of different Gundam, and these are the good guys. So you have the good guys, which is the Earth Federation, which is the Gundams, and then you have the bad guys, and there are as many bad guys as there is good guys, right? So then you even have some of them that can transform into airship. They all have, and this is the cool part. So technically speaking, you have different. It's a gacha game. So you got different rarity. With the low rate rarity, what you can do with those the fact that you can use all of the units is actually quite nice. So the first unit you're gonna have is low gravity. What you're gonna do with the low gravity is you're just gonna be using them as a fodder in most games. In these games, nah. In these games, you can develop. Now, the greatest thing is, once you clear a campaign stage, you can sweep it. So, for example, I cleared this stage and it gives me a specific unit, right? This unit sucks, but I can sweep it and sweep it and sweep it and sweep it, getting it. And then by getting it, I'm able to evolve it. So, evolving is actually quite cool. You can assemble. So, for example, some of these units only have 1 tree, 1 evolution. Some of them have 2 or 3 evolution, right? Now, the strongest of the strongest has multiple, so you need like 3. One of them is 15. There's 15 just upgrades. Get the character that you want, right? Now, this is the assembling. The problem that I have is a lot of the Gundam are similar, right? But then at the same time, it's just a matter of which one you prefer. Now, with the higher rarity, they have special skills. So, for example, I have this one where it's just amazing. I have this Gundam where when you kill another enemy, you have a second move. So this Gundam that I have has 3 moves. You kill one enemy, you get another one. You kill another enemy, you get another one. So this is phenomenal. A second thing, you have this perfect support system. The support system is a supporter. So supporter, they're gonna give attribute bonus to each of the Gundam on the field. So more health, more attack, which is great. Ultimately, they're not super good, but no. They have 1 skill per battle. So it's energy restore or it's HP restore. Right. Now, depending on their rarity, they have a better skill or they don't have skill at all. I have some supporters that have no skill. So the supporter is still going to give you more stats, right? But they're not going to give you anything else. I don't know why, but I kind of like the lack of light here. I don't know why. I like it. Is it weird? Should I be... There you go. Much better, right? Much better? Good. So yeah. So the G Eternal, it's the supporter are cool, but the actual thing that I love is the commander. So every single time that you have a Gundam, you have a commander. Now the commander is actually super cool. So you have commander that are exceeding at a close combat, so you'll give them a Gundam as close combat, right? The best thing about it is you can only unlock them with story. So you play the story. For example, yesterday we killed the enemy called the Desert Tiger. So because we killed the enemy called the Desert Tiger, what is he able to do? We are able to recruit the Desert Tiger. So this is actually pretty cool. That being said, just so much more than just that. It's complex because I don't even know where to start. I'm not sure if you get, because technically speaking, the character is kind of difficult. So the Gundam, the stronger they are, the rarer they are, right? And this one, the commander, the more they imply, the more that they're involved in the story, the better they are, which is completely normal. So we have this, we have that. I'm gonna go with story. Story is actually pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like the first season. I didn't like it at all. It's a bit too old for me. They're introducing this concept of newcomer, which is a group of elite people. And the second one, now we're playing Seed, which is the second one. There's a series. For example, the first one is Gundam. The second one is Seed. The second one is Seed Next Generation. The third one is Z. And you go all the way till today. What I really enjoy about this game is that they'll force you to use Gundam from that season. So what they'll do is you'll have 2 squad. The first squad is a free squad. So you got 5 Gundam, 5 pilots, and 1 supporter that you can choose whoever the fuck you want. So you want to choose your favorite one. The second one is story related. So you can use, it doesn't matter which unit you want to use, but it has to be from that generation. So for example, there's Gundam Seeds. You can use Seeds character. You can't use any character else. So then your mindset is, I'm going to be upgrading character from that season. So that way we get good. No, because next season you're going to be back to 0. But then you can increase your main characters. However, what we did is we increased our free squad. So our free squad is whoever you want to choose. However, now we have a stage that I cannot beat because what's the problem is they're closer. So this is a stage, okay? So this is the enemy, right? This is my free squad, and this is the story squad. So they're closer to the story squad. What they do is they kill the story squad, and by killing the story squad, they're getting stronger. So when you kill an enemy, you get a second move, first of all, and second of all, you get a good move. So it doesn't matter if your move is, it doesn't matter if your stats are shitty. If you kill 2, you'll get 3 times the power. So then they're at the normal squad. It doesn't matter. There's 7. I'm 5. There's 7 boosted characters. I'm 5 non-boosted characters. You know. So now we're fucked. So now what we have to do? We have to upgrade the story characters. But upgrading the story characters, it implies that when I'm gonna be done with this series, I cannot do anything. Right? So what you would do is you would increase your characters, and then those characters can carry over, which is really good. That's really nice. The auto system is also super cool. There's a lot of story. I'll be honest and say this first season, the story was pretty hard to get. The second story is actually way better. The G Gundam Seed, I actually really like it. And what I'm gonna say is, it's funny because I got a tattoo of Bleach. Ichigo Kurosaki, we got Bleach, right? I love Bleach. I absolutely love Bleach. But I have a curse with Bleach, which Bleach is very narrative, very one-sided. So, ton of little elements that are here, to a conclusion that's only this one, right? Because we have this conclusion, because we have this conclusion, right? It doesn't matter how we got there. What matters is the conclusion. Now we have another case where there's another manga where there's multiple cases. For example, Naruto, where there's this point, and they end up at this, and this, right? So it's actually quite nice. Now with Gundam, what is actually quite cool is they're visiting every story, every story. There's something you're gonna like, something you're not gonna like. With Bleach, if they would do a second Bleach, I don't know if I would read it. If I would read the second generation of Bleach. However, if there was a game covering the Bleach, the second season, I would possibly play it. You know? This is what's interesting with Gundam. I would never watch the whole season. I will never watch a whole series. I will never watch 26-something season of Gundam. But I would play the game. This is actually really, really, really nice. And that is pretty much it. That's my review of Gundam. Great game. Great potential. Cannot wait to see where it goes. It is kind of repetitive, but it's actually quite nice because you have auto. So, it's basically a chill game. It's basically a super chill game. Domling, it's your boy. Welcome to our show. Because we're doing well, because we're having a wonderful day on this on this 5th May 2025. Today we're checking out a movie which is Megalodon with Jason Statham. It sucks because I heard how bad this movie was, and I was like, there's no way, I'm gonna give it a chance, right? And then my problem with Jason Statham, sorry Mr. Statham, is that Jason had a tendency to play the same role over and over and over again. So like, okay, well, this is a good movie, but I saw this characters multiple times, right? He's pretty much One Direction, or it's pretty much like this one thing. And with Megalodon, you expect something else. And I gotta say, he did a really good job. Jason is actually pretty good in this one. He's more relaxed, he's a bit more funny, he's a bit more charismatic. We like this Jason. Everybody said, no, this movie sucks. And I wanted to give it a chance because last week we saw Frank, which was one of my favorite movie. One of my favorite Jason Statham movie. It's not my favorite. So we watched Megalodon, and I gotta say, dude, the whole, to me, the best, the very, very best movie from the sea, her movie is gonna be Jaw. And it's still gonna be Jaw. There is such a series with the sharks. You got Sharknado, you got Shark Nation, you got Shark Weeks, you got, even then, they mentioned it in Shark Week, right? They mentioned Shark Week and Megalodon. Megalodon suffer from being a cliche movie. We're going after the biggest of the fish, right? And Megalodon 2, guess what? The fish is even bigger. So you could do Megalodon 3 and only have a fish that is bigger. It's a completely different story. The movie in itself is actually pretty good. It's cringe. It's everything that you would expect. So I look at a movie like Expendable, and I see cringe. But then again, it's the perfect action movie, so you expect that. Megalodon, I know that it's gonna be cringe, but there's no saving graces. Expendable to me is a movie that knew that was cringe and embraced it. Megalodon is a movie that saw it was not serious and never was serious. There's a bunch of people. There's the classic daughter that she has a father that she needs to please, right? So she ended up trying to please him, and he's in love with her. So he's trying to help her, right? I would have, but again, there's no let's just say talk. I would have loved like, hey, this guy is against. He that's my daughter. He wants her romantically speaking. I need to get him. I need to see if he's strong enough. But then it goes in, and he's the only guy that can cover. He's the only diver that's experienced enough to get him. And then, oh well, you're such a good diver. Have my daughter. It doesn't make any sense. Got Dwight from The Office that plays in it. Rainn Wilson actually does a pretty good job. But then again, Rainn Wilson does a job where's a comedic aspect. So you have a movie that's kind of cringe and kind of cliche, so much that it's funny, so you don't need funny characters. And then when you have funny characters, it's like we're intentionally doing funny. So Megan would have been such a good movie if they were pretending like it was super serious. Then when it came out and people say, hey, and after you wait a couple of months to say, hey, yeah, it was a comedy. But because they have funny characters, then you cannot pretend like, oh, it wasn't a comedy, right? Which is, I don't know, I would have preferred that. Next, we have, once again, the Megalodon itself. The Megalodon itself is actually an interesting concept. I think they bank on the fact that we don't know what's deep down there, right? And it's actually quite nice. It's actually quite nice because it's the faction of, there might be a beast down there that big, right? That size, right? Ultimately speaking, what would you do? But I just don't believe we don't have the equipment to kill it, you know? We have nuclear bomb, and I'm sure we can have something like that. And then the problem also is, I don't think a beast like that would be able to exist, right? Because the ecosystem completely would be fucked up. But then they sell it to you. And they did that, but they could have done something else. They could have done a giant sea serpent or a giant eel. They had to choose a shark. So because it's such a overused animal, you're like, oh, another shark movie, right? Again, not great, but now, you know what? People will say it's one of the worst movies they ever made. There's a lot worse. Megalodon has this saving grace where there's a lot of budget, so at least the movie is well made. The story, the script, the narrative sucks, but it's well made, right? Give me a movie where there's good effects. So give me. we just made a video about Jeepers Creepers. Give me a movie like Megan, and give me a movie like Chucky's. Right? Chucky is 10 times better than Megan, but Megan, because it's more recent, has better graphics, and people are gonna choose Megan. That is pretty much it. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink. It's your boy Ying. Hope you guys are having a nice 5th May 2025. We're doing a special video today. We're doing the first thought and the final thoughts on Blue Eye Samurai. So what I usually do is I see a trailer and I say, hey, this could be good. And I watch the first episode and then I give you my first thoughts. However, we watched a show called Blue Samurai on Netflix, and it was so freaking good that we watched the whole thing. And I gotta say, you gotta watch this series. It is so good. So what is the story of Blue Eye Samurai? The story of Blue Eye Samurai is actually quite simple. It's a girl living in old Japan where race and family were really important. So with Japanese, the father, the mother, the clan from which you hailed was really important. And then you have this kid, and this kid was a half-breed. So a father that's a white man and a mother that's I think it's a Japanese woman, right? So it's actually super good because she has blue eyes, and then she's a woman. So it's kind of everything. So for example, right, you would think that because she has blue eyes, she'll get bullied, and she does get bullied. But then you realize that the biggest thing for her is not having blue eyes, it's being a woman, because back then a woman couldn't be samurai, right? And then there's even a better thing. There's this character whose whole storyline is becoming a good woman to marry. So technically speaking, the two only female characters of the show are both single lady. One of them is learning how to be the perfect wife, and one of them is living how to become the perfect samurai. The story is it's great. We're talking about honor, and it's so freaking good. Just the story in itself. They learn. She's super strong, first of all. She's super chill, second of all. She's a badass, third of all. But what's most interesting is all characters kind of have this really, really, really good scene. So, for example, this first character that we meet is a samurai that is held as one of the greatest samurai. He's the greatest, he's the greatest, and because of that, he gets cocky. And because he gets cocky, what happened is he fights the Blue Eye Samurai and loses. So because he loses, his whole life is changed. He's like, oh, I suck, I'm not good enough, I cannot fight. So then he loses the fight. He's like, yo, I want a rematch, right? But then the first time that he meets this Blue Eye Samurai, she's wounded. He's like, I cannot rematch you. And then what he says is like, okay, well, I see that you have a quest, and I embrace your quest. I'll do you a deal. I'll help you with your quest, but when you're done with your quest, you're gonna fight me. And the character actually becomes super cool. He becomes super honorable, which is really nice. There's another character who's missing his 2 arms, right? And then you realize that it's kind of the goofy character. It's like the comedic aspect of the show. However, it's super cool because he is missing his arm, but the main character is a woman. Once again, in a time where no woman was samurai, she wasn't a full-fledged Japanese. So therefore, she wasn't pure blood. She was victim of racism, and she looked like she was part of Ditch. They remind me of Tyrion and Jon Snow. Tyrion being blamed because he's an imp, and Jon Snow being blamed because he's a bastard. Both they have great capability. Both they have great capacity, and it's fun because the Blue Eyes woman, she is a victim of her own revenge, right? So the whole time she's trying to get revenge, and she forgets everything about everything else. But by meeting those 2 characters, they become quite cool. Then what happened is we have this cool storyline with her mom. So her mom, she hit the kid, she hit her, so she wouldn't get in trouble. But then you realize that mom, she becomes addicted to opium, which was also a big problem back then. And that because of that, she sold her only kid. She had this husband, they had an arranged marriage. Because they had an arranged marriage, this guy, who was a old samurai without any honor, he marries her, right? And she has a chance at a better life. So what happened is, and that's a really cool story. That's a really cool story because it shows that they burned the house, they killed her mom, so she vowed to take revenge. And she wanted to take revenge on the father for making her like that, because she feels responsible, but she doesn't feel responsible. So it's kind of special. She feels responsible for her mom getting killed, and she feels responsible for the situation, but she feels responsible to a certain degree. She knows it's not her fault if she's born like that. She knows she didn't choose to be like that, right? And her mom was raped. I believe she was raped, I'm not sure. So she goes after the father, which is the whole plot. And then the whole storyline is about revenge. Not so much. There's a part where she finds her mom, and they live in a happy lifestyle. And her mom is a piece of shit. She's really bad. She's really bad, and she has a drug problem. So she's sealed from them, and then there's a time where they tell her, hey, we're not going to give you cash for medicine anymore. We're not going to give you cash, you're addicted. So she's like, okay, well, fuck you. So what she does is she sells her own daughter, right? But then it's also implied that the husband could have killed her. The husband could have betrayed her because they gave him a chance to become somebody great again. Now, the greatest thing about it is because she's weak, she wants to work out. There's so many moments like that. I'm going to take a small example. And this example is going to show you how cool the show is really. So there's a small moment in the timeline where we're playing the tower. She has weight on both legs and both arms to get heavier. And when she takes them off, she's super fast. And then you realize that she has a moment with her husband. And her husband is wielding a nagata, which is a longer katana. And what happened is, he's like, yo, that's a better weapon. She's like, okay, well, not really. But then you realize that the weight that she has on her arms are not weights. They're part of a pole that she can put together to have a nagata. And that's a real weapon. That's actually super badass. The show is really well made. It's really nice. The narrative is super nice. It is kind of long. It is an 8-hour series, but it's super good, and you're not gonna get bored. And this is my review of Blue Eye Samurai. Love you guys. Take it easy. Have a lovely day, and I'm gonna let you with something extra. Just because I love you guys. I'm gonna give you something extra. Netflix was behind the series, and Netflix was so confident of the series, they put the first episode for free on YouTube. So if you wanted to watch the first episode for free on YouTube, please do so. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another commentary show. Guys are doing well because we're having a wonderful day on this 5th May 2025. Today we're actually approaching kind of psychological project. I know it's dark outside, but this is my last video of the day, so please bear with me. Please bear with me. We don't have to suffer the horrible lighting of Ink once again for long, okay? So today we're talking about the George Costanza dilemma. So, I often tell you that I had a problem being Ink Vendetta. I often tell you how I'm kind of affected, I'm kind of afraid and affected by the fact that Ink Vendetta is getting more and more popular, because Ink Vendetta becoming more and more popular equates to me being Steph. It's the I used to say it's the Eminem dilemma, right? And there's an Eminem dilemma. So I'm going to repeat myself and I'm going to tell you the story of Eminem. Eminem was a brilliant artist, still is a brilliant artist, that went through a lot. And because he went through a lot, he became Slim Shady. Slim Shady was a mask that he used and a character that he used to be the darkest side. And then when in trouble, he would say, hey, that's not me, that's Slim Shady, right? But then he healed. With time, he healed and he became happy again. So then he went back to being Eminem. But then people were already used to Slim Shady and said, hey, we don't want Marshall Mathers, we want Slim Shady. So then Eminem was in a position where he was being himself and be making the music he wants to do, but nobody wanted that, right? And that's a hard thing. And then I was always afraid of that. I'm like, what if I'm known for this? What if I'm known for that? People talk to me a lot about anime, and I love anime, but I don't want to be the anime guy. So yeah, there is this small fear there. There is definitely a small fear, but at the same time, you know, it's a bit more complex than that, I guess. So long story short, what ended up happening is Eminem's becoming this person that doesn't care about selling CDs. He cares about being himself, which we love for him, right? We actually love that for him. But at the same time, he doesn't sell as much CD, right? Which is kind of sucky for him, but hey, that's life. You chose to sell less CDs, which is okay, fine, you know? You have to accept reality sometimes. And I'm not saying that he's not, but I'm saying that, you know, it's harder. So then, I've had this really weird fear of becoming, and I've always tell you, oh, I want Steph to be important too, right? And then I used to say that it was Eminem, the Eminem dilemma, right, which we just talked about. But now that we watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, I remember subconsciously why I was so afraid of that. So the reason why I'm so afraid of that is Curb Your Enthusiasm was one of the first show that I've listened to when I learned English. So it's kind of important for me. We have the George Costanza dilemma, right? And I think this is what I'm truly afraid of. What I'm truly afraid of. But in my case, it's so weird because I told you multiple times we're going to film the night sky. It is gorgeous. So now, what I need to do, I need to find a way to not have voices in my head again. They're pulling me undone. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna do that. That's gonna be good. It's gonna be more than good, actually. Technically speaking, that's not good. So Diablo's on which console? On with the cell phone. On this one, right? Yeah, it is. So I have to charge this one.
Already heard.
Okay, we'll see. We will see it. Okay, cool. We're just gonna be posting one video. They're telling me I've been getting a lot more support on the videos, so thank you for that. I'm getting a lot more comments on YouTube, so thank you for that. Thank you for everything, to be honest. I'm extremely grateful, and thank you forever. For everything and ever. Oh, that's sweet. That's cute. So, okay, so this is Nature Corn. The problem with George Costanza, the dilemma of George Costanza, I feel like the first thing you have to do is understanding who is George Costanza. So George Costanza, or Alexander George, is a character on the sitcom called Seinfeld, right? So he was playing that character for 11 years, and people like this character. And the truth is, he's not the only one that felt that. The actor Rainn Wilson felt the same thing. People always see those characters. Like, for example, Rainn Wilson is like, "Yo, Dwight." He was talking with Ryan Cranston, which is the character behind Al of Malcolm in the Middle, behind a bunch of characters. To be honest, a bunch of characters. He was behind Al, which played Malcolm in the Middle father. He was behind Walter White, and he was talking about how do you feel about the reality of having to be this character for your whole life. And Ryan was like, you know what, people like this character, it's okay if they see me as this character. That's totally fine. I'm okay with that. And I'm like, you know what, this is a really good way of seeing things, right? So the George Costanza is the same thing. So when you're supposed to be this character for your whole life, and people see you this character, so you stop existing and you just become this character. So Eminem stopped existing, became Slim Shady. George Alexander became George Costanza. Bryan Cranston stopped existing and became these characters, right? And it's weird because these people, for example, Bryan Cranston did so many roles except for that, right? So when people are knowing him just for that, it's kind of weird. At the same time, it does make sense because he plays a character that from a beloved series. People will associate you for every single time. There's this character in Game of Thrones, Joffrey. The actor that played Joffrey was hated. There's this character there's a lot of characters that are hated because of the characters they play. You can't tell them, yo, I'm not that guy. It's a role that I played. I'm not that guy. They don't care. They do not care, right? So then you're put in a situation that's kind of weird. And the situation that's kind of weird is, what if by being Ink Vendetta, right? I would be. It's so crazy. What if by being Ink Vendetta, people will stop knowing who I am and just think about Ink Vendetta, Ink Vendetta, and Ink Vendetta? And then, am I okay with that? Well, technically, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because Ink and myself is one of the same person. I'm not playing a role. I'm not acting, right? What I feel, how I talk is how I talk in real life. How I feel is how I feel in real life. I don't hide stuff from you. I'm pretty genuine when it comes to being myself. And, once again, there's not a lot of difference between Ink and Steph. Ink talks to a little bit more people and say a little bit more stuff than Steph, but that's it. So I technically wouldn't be bothered by being Ink. However, in my case, this is my dream. This is my dream job. So even if I end up being Ink Vendetta for the rest of my life, still pretty happy, right? There is a problem though. Am I okay with being Ink for my rest of my life, right? And I don't know if I am. I don't know if I am okay with being that. Why? Because there might be a time where I want to be Steph. Imagine going to vacation. For example, we're doing this and we make it a lifelong lesson, a lifelong job, right? For example, I go to get married, right? And we go to the hotel, right? And it's me and my wife. It's not me being this internet celebrity with my wife. It's me and my wife as two normal people, two equal partner and an equal relationship. And people start calling me Ink and Ink and Ink and Ink. And then it's also something else. It's my friends. For example, my friends. You're Ink friends. No, you're a fucking human being. I was talking with Janice today, my best friend, and we were having a conversation about life in general. And I have a problem right now, whereas my algorithm is completely fucked up. I'm getting gaming algorithm for the normal channel, and I'm getting normal content for the gaming channel. Now, ultimately speaking, I want to have a gaming algorithm, right, for the gaming channel, and I want to have a normal algorithm for the normal channel. Why? It's actually pretty simple. I'm the kind of guy that believes that as long and as often, but more so as long as I'm working on the gaming content, I want to work on the gaming content. When I'm not working on the gaming content, I don't want to hear about gaming, right? I love gaming. That's not a question, but it's just the way I feel. So I wanted to do that. So what I do is, if I see somebody in my algorithm for the normal channel, I'll send in a I'll send to myself a link for the gaming channel. I'll say, hey, follow that guy. That way, by following this guy, I'll get more gaming content, which is good. But then, because I'm talking to Janice so often, my first name in the chair is not myself, it's him. So I share it to him a lot, and then he's like, yo, who is that guy? Because I keep on sending him, and it's annoying because I'm sending him almost every single day somebody else. And he's like, dude, who are those people? And I told him the story. Now he understood, he's okay with it. And I said to him, and I didn't mean anything wrong with it. I wasn't trying to be an asshole, wasn't trying to be mean. But I told him, don't worry. The people that I would like for you to follow, the people that I would like you to get to know, you already know them, because me and Janice go back for 2 years. And 2 years is, you know my circle, you know what I do, you know who I am. You get to know somebody, right? And his friends. If you have these friends for 2 years and you don't know anything about them, are you really friends? It's kind of weird. And then, as a joke, I said, and they know you too. But then I was like, holy shit, what an asshole. Because I didn't mean to be mean, but imagine only being known for being the friend of somebody. That's kind of shitty. You want to be known for being yourself. You want to be known for being who you are, yourself. Not, oh, this is the friend of this one, and he's kind of cool because this one is kind of cool. It doesn't make any fucking sense, right? So all of that said, all of that being said, we're coming back to one simple thing, right? What if I lose all sense of self? I lose all sense of identity to become something, right? And then it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. Name, it shouldn't affect you, and I don't care. People call me name every single day. I don't care. But imagine being a father, and one day your kid calls you dad. The next day he calls you dad, and for 15 years he calls you dad. Then one day he calls you Steph. Say, hey, Stefan. Oh, fuck. I'm dad. Why did I stop being dad, right? But now the question I'm asking is, when did I stop being Stefan, right? There's another question. When did I stop considering myself Stefan? Because technically speaking, how people call me, it shouldn't matter. When they call me XYZ, call me XYZ, I don't give a fuck. But do I call myself Steph, or do I call myself something else? Right? The people that know me in my personal life, they call me Steph. They're not that much. I had a call from a friend today, and he called me Steph. And my parents call me Steph. But everybody else call me Ink. That's cool. But there's a lot more people calling me Ink than Steph. And I've been Ink for what? For 4 years? And I've been Steph for what? For 32 years. It just feels weird. You know? So we're trying to get this George Costanza thing. And it's tough because this George Costanza thing is, once again, the exact same thing. When did he become George Costanza? Stop being George Alexander, right? I don't know. And then I think Seinfeld is actually a really good example, because everybody suffered from that. Jerry Seinfeld was known as Jerry Seinfeld. Elaine, which is played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, is known as Elaine. Everybody is known as their characters. Kramer, I don't even know the name of the real name of the guy, and I watched that show multiple times. Right? And then the one that got away with it was Jerry Seinfeld, because he is Jerry Seinfeld, right? Then I grew up with movies, with shows like and I think that's a really good example too. I grew up with shows with, you guys know the show that I listened to when I was younger, Kenny vs. Penny. Kenny Otts was himself. So people would call him Kenny Otts and Kenny Otts and Kenny Otts, and he didn't change his name. And then you had the Trailer Park Boys. We were typecast. They played Ricky, Julian, and Bubbles. And then they started to do different shows. Like, for example, they did the Drunken on Drugs, right? And they had, I think it was 8-9 shows on their I don't know what you call it, their banner, which is swearnet.com. And Swearnet tried to do something else like Trailer Park Boys. People just watched Trailer Park Boys, the podcast and shit like that. People didn't care about the other shows. So these 3 actors try to play in different things. They try to play in different things. The only one that I saw in other thing is Ricky, played by Rob Wells. Rob Wells, Ricky, Jean-Paul Tremblay, Julian, and Mike Smith, which is Bubbles. I know my shit. And then there's actually the actor from J-Rock, who became Mr. D Principal. That was kind of special. But yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts because these street guys were treated by Bush for so long that they stopped doing that. You know, I'm watching also this guy, Nicocado Avocado. He will never be Nicocado Perry. Nicholas Perry, because that's his real name. He will always be Nicocado Avocado. I'm watching Chelsea Lynn. Always be Cheddar Trash Tammy versus Chelsea Lynn. I'm watching, but you see that's different because you're seeing Good Mythical Morning and you see Rhett and Link. And Rhett and Link are Rhett and Link. Right? Such a weird thing. And then, you're saying what a weird video to do. It's not a weird video. When do people stop being themselves? When they become something else? Right? You have this plumber. And this plumber is a plumber 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. The weekend is himself. When he's at home, he's himself. If he's lucky enough, he's called Dad. If he's not lucky, he's called Samuel, Gabrielle, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But the rest of the time, he's a plumber. Right? That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink as you blink. Because they've come to our show. Because they're doing well. Because they're having a wonderful day for the final video of the day on the... Yeah, final video of the day. I know what I'm saying. I'm tired. Give me a break. Give me a moment to run and hide. Give me a moment to find this hard sound. Give me a reason. I wish you would. I wish you would. Wish you would. Give me a reason for disaster, and I'll be happy ever after. Today we're doing a video. We're doing a review of the movie Don't Look Up, which is Cosmic Denial, with grandiose actors like Jonah Hill, like Jennifer Lawrence, like Leonardo DiCaprio, like Timothée Chalamet, and I'm forgetting 25 people. I'll write you guys, every single one of them, 25 letters. Now, if you were to look at the letters one with the others, you have the only thing that changes the name, so it's not the personal letters. I mean, you're not supposed to do that, right? You're supposed to be in denial. So the movie Denial, Cosmic Denial, is a funny movie because it was released during the pandemic. We all remember the pandemic. Due to the lack of lighting, I kind of like doing this without lighting. It gives a little je ne sais quoi. It gives a low quality. It gives a little bit of a bullshit. I'm watching a lot of Cobra GFS right now, so this is what we need. So during the pandemic, this movie released. I watched a little bit of it. I watched 30 minutes of it, and I fucking hate it. I think it sucks. Not a little bit, but a lot. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching, right? And then I was watching it because I'm like, okay, well, I want to do a review. I don't know what to watch. This movie is one of the top 10. Let's watch it again. I gotta say, I really, really, really enjoyed the movie. But Cosmic Denial, Don't Look Up, right, is such a out-of-pocket movie. It's such a movie that you have to take the second degrees. Otherwise, you won't be able to enjoy it. It is such an odd movie. So, on the surface, at the tip of the iceberg, right, Don't Look Up is a story of people that see there's an asteroid, right? And then there's this girl with Jennifer Lawrence, and she discovered there's an asteroid going to the city, to the planet. She's like, oh, we have to stop it, we have to stop it, we have to stop it, right? And then we find a way to stop it. Then the people that's stopping it are becoming super, super cool. Now, technically speaking, she doesn't have the credits to be this great scientist, so she gives all credits to the scientist that's above her, or manager, if you will, which is played by Leonardo DiCaprio, right? And then starts a story of public image. So we have a lot of talk with the president, which is played by the mother of Jonah Hill, and she's like, yo, can't tell people, we can't tell people, whatever we do, don't tell people. What they do is they manipulate the guy, which is, once again, Leonardo DiCaprio. They can manipulate him to saying like, yo, we got this under control, when they don't have it. Right? And then what they're saying is they build this guy a career, and they build this guy a whole identity and a whole life, right? And then you realize that he kind of a victim in all that. Why? Because he didn't say no, I am not interested. He kind of runs along, right? And then the craziest thing about the Don't Look Up is that asteroid is coming, it's coming, it's coming. And the more it comes, the worse it is, because we're all gonna die, right? And then what happened is they find a way to destroy it. But upon closer look, they find that the asteroid is full of mineral, right? And then they said that this would give job to people. So it's like, okay, well, we'll kill a bunch of people, but we'll give them jobs to other people. So then it's political. Do we destroy the asteroid or we cultivate the asteroid, right? That's a movie. So I know what you're saying, dude. That's not a movie. It's not that interesting. And you're right. You think the interesting part is Jennifer Lawrence, and they try to buy her. They try to do the same thing that they did with Leonardo DiCaprio, and make him a career and make him a sex symbol, and and she didn't buy it. So then people said, "Hey, she's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy." And then she ended up in a roller coaster into a life that she doesn't deserve. She stopped believing in things. She becomes this public enemy #1. People hate her, which is kind of sad, right? Because all she did was say the truth, right? But then the whole movie is about this lie. Don't look up. Do not look up. Everything is okay. This whole movie is about popularity. It's about clicks, about public image. I can protect you when I cannot protect you. I'm lying to you, but I want some votes, right? Now, why is this movie good? This movie sucks. I like the concept. I like the below the iceberg level to it. But apart from that, it all sucks. Because this, although it's interesting, the fact that we're lying to you is interesting. But it's not that interesting. And now I'm saying, what did you say this movie was good, Ink? Because of the final scene. Every single characters from the movie that we like, every single good guys, are on a table. And they're eating a meal. And the movie ends by them eating a meal and the table shaking. And they get hit by the asteroid. And this is where lies and deceit can lead us. It's a great movie. It's a great lesson. I hope you guys give it a chance. I hope you enjoy it. And whatever you do, don't look up. Oh. So how much batteries do you have?